brand new banger.
What is your hatred for John Cena?
Yo, when Hulk Hogan takes a rock bottom better than you, there's a problem. There's a problem. My man. All right, so give me the camera.
One rock bottom.
Yo, no, it's more than that. Show, give me the camera. I got the fucking camera. Kenny, I'm gonna have to do it for you. I'm gonna give you the whole spiel. He came out as a prototype. Whatever. You know, he slaps Kurt Angle. Ruthless aggression. I'm not into that. Whatever. He comes out as a rapper. I'm like, okay, all right, I can dig it. You know, he's from Boston, so that's a strike. You know, us New Yorkers, we don't fuck with Boston too much, but you know what? I'll look over that. He's doing his thing. Something original. Some I could, you know, there's something different. It's entertaining. Comes around, and my man has a choice between The Big Show, Kane, or Shawn Michaels. And he gives the most pussiest promo I've ever heard in my life. I will never forgive this. And he's on some, well, you know, I don't want to fight The Big Show because, you know, he's a huge guy. And, you know, you got the big red machine. Who wants to fight him? And Shawn Michaels is a legend. Fuck that, bro. You already beat all these motherfuckers already.
Her return on SmackDown.
Okay.
So I definitely read some rumors about that.
Because for whatever reason, and I don't know Cody's review, turn around and go back, and people are gonna be, you destroyed thrones, and you go back? We have been doing this shit for ages, and he still doesn't know how to take it right. Trust me. That's it. I got you. My man, he collapsed with the kick.
That's what I was doing. That's the way he didn't collapse during the sun. It was the kick. It was the
and he's not even in his fucking chair when he gets in this fucking thing. He's not even in his fucking chair.
Yeah, but he
there
goes, oh!
There he goes.
Both matches without the wrestlers were in the tape.
And on that note, everyone, it's your friendly neighborhood.
I stay loose, I stay hype. I stay loose, I stay hype. I stay loose, I stay hype. I could do this all night, cause I do what I like. Yeah, I do what I like. Yeah, I do what I like. Sipping goose, sip is right. And I go with the flow. Yeah, I go with the flow. Yeah, I go with the flow. Cause I know I'm the show. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. Yeah, they know I'm a pro. Let's go, let's go! Yeah. Let's go! Here I go, I get lit, I get hyped for this shit. Right.
Word. He be like, I got a left elbow and a right elbow. I can break your face with an any elbow. Make sure that you get elbowed in your elbow with an elbow. Got the arm bar, get the phone ball, get around with the arm with the bomb ball.
Daddy's gonna take you to Jersey Shore.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Thursday night, and you know what the fuck that means. Wrestle with Knuckleheads. It's your boy Toe Tags, and we got our special guest Hazel, the Eye Zombie, in the building. What's going on, bro? How you doing, player?
Morning goodies to all of you fucking Ramble Maniacs that are out there, and to everyone in the Knuckleheads Network. Toe Tags, what's going on, brother?
Chilling, man, chilling. Yo, we have some technical difficulties today, so we are only on YouTube, and that's why the shit that I set up that everybody went to, the video ain't starting, and I had to change everything. But we here now. All right, so we live now. There ain't no more bullshit. We out here. So what's going on? No more guys in the building. Ashley's in the building.
Yeah, man. We got some people in the chat right now. Nah, it's just, you know, whole lot of wrestling, whole lot of news, and extreme rules later on.
Word. Word.
I'm just happy that I get to go back on the unemployment shit again. I've been unemployed for like a fucking minute, so I got to start my first day on Saturday. I'm pretty excited for that.
Nice. That's what's up.
My whole recording schedule is going to be probably different because I'm going to be working 12 hours. So I don't think I'll be doing any live streams like for maybe a little while and shit.
Nah, yeah, I hear you, especially until you get used to it, because that's something you got to get used to again. 12 hours ain't no joke. You know what I'm saying?
especially with the transportation out here in Massachusetts. It's a bitch. It's a pain in the fucking ass.
I can imagine.
I'll get by.
No, yeah, I hear you. You make it work, you know? That's how we do up in this motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly.
Shit, me and you was talking off air, talking about Dynamite last night.
Yeah. Took place in the realm of Canada for the first time. Very, should I say historic moment? I could say it was because it took place in Canada, starting off basically with the debut of Jon Moxley's wife, Renee Paquette, in AEW.
Yeah.
I think it's a bold move. Apparently, like what was it like? WWE's been trying to call her for a while, trying to get her back in and shit. I don't know what the case was.
I think so, but I don't. To be honest with you, that shit just it surprised the shit out of me. I was on some. All right, they got her now.
Yeah.
Tell you that I don't know. I don't know what that means for people, but they got her. It wasn't like she was something. Like she wasn't bad, but it wasn't like she was a major star in WWE. She's just Moxie's wife, you know. Like she was a commentator in Moxie. I don't see her adding some major shit to the commentary or like the interview backstage. Like Tony Schiavone and Mark Henry had it. you know, they were doing their thing.
Yeah, and you know, there's a lot of backstage correspondence now, and like in AEW. Yeah, you said it. Mark Henry. Sometimes Tony Schiavone does that shit. Who was it? There's some chick that she's dating W. Morrissey now. She's been doing backstage stuff with AEW for a while. And Alex Marvez, it's just, you know, that's a lot of backstage correspondence. Like Tony Schiavone don't have to do commentary and then interview people. You know, you can give that to Renee, give Tony some space to do like more commentary.
Yeah. No, yeah, seriously. Because there's like 7 people on that commentary booth. Schiavone and them could take turns doing fucking, fucking the backstage shit. What's going on, Young Wolf?
Yeah, and it's so
all right, we
weird
fixed it
because
so we can get this back up. All right, cool.
All right, and then it's so weird because you have 4 people on commentary on Rampage. Like now, I feel like they just added Regal onto the occasion.
Yeah,
just to taunt, flaunt around with Chris Jericho, start like their little feud going on and shit. And I'm like, okay, I'd understand if it was 3, but why 4? We don't need that many people. What's up, Young Wolf?
You got to scissor Young Wolf.
Well, only because this is not my show. That could happen. Sometimes I'd be like, yo, wrong show. Because you like technically you see me on Wednesdays doing the viewing stuff with Dave and Kenny. So it's like Young will pop up and he'll do that on Wednesdays. Sometimes he'll do it on my shows for Raw and NXT. I'm like, okay, wrong show. Like, you can say that for Wednesdays when I'm on the other program.
Word. But when we're talking about office supplies, it affects all shows. How'd you feel about that comment that Corey Graves said? Did you hear it? Did
I heard it. And the thing was, I was immediately distracted by everything else that was like going on, because sometimes I have other shit playing in the background that's muted, so that way I feel like, this show sucks, this show is boring. But I heard it, but I didn't feel like, that was the biggest pop. But then, hearing it from like other people reacting to it and shit, I was like, okay, it's not really that big of a deal. Like, Swerve says something to Billy on fucking Rampage before their match about DX stuff. I'm like, okay, that was cool too. I don't know. I was hoping, like, I thought, like, I heard Corey Graves said it. I was waiting for anyone in DX to say that shit. Then it would have been like, oh,
word. You know what's funny? When he said it, I was laughing. He's like, oh, the other one's doing office shit. And in my head, I was like, I didn't put scissors and office supplies together. Because, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, is it because he's working backstage with AEW? And then I said, you know what, fuck it. It just went over my head. But then I see the big deal, and I'm like, well, I don't Like, I don't understand why you couldn't just be like, either not say nothing about Billy Gunn or just be like, the other one scissoring people. He stopped telling people to suck it, and now he's scissoring people.
Oh, and now you got this jughead of a lawyer, Smart Mark, now trademarking shit. I'm sorry if I'm coughing a lot on your show.
No,
this
it's
is gonna
all
be
good.
happening a lot.
It's all good. It's all good.
This man is trademarking everything. He trademarked varsity to give it to his team with Tony Nese and Josh Woods, the varsity athletes. And now they fucking trademarked the word scissor me and scissoring. So they can't, like, these guys can't fucking scissor now. Like, what is this shit?
Like, he doesn't know any other legal things that he can do to attack people besides trademarking shit.
I don't know, man, but
Nah, I hear you.
What was it? What do you think of the Good Brothers making their huge return to fucking Raw?
You know what's funny? I was saying when before Raw started, me and Kenny was talking about it. Like, yo, they could come tonight, and I was like, no, not for nothing. The club versus the Judgment Day, I'm down for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm down for that. But I would have loved if AJ would have joined the Judgment Day and they would have kicked out Priest and Dominic, and then the Good Brothers came out, and it would have been like, this is the real fucking club right here.
But then it's like you just wasted a faction to start a new faction. Like, what was the point of that whole fucking thing?
They wasted a tag team division to bring back Braun Strowman. So, like, they're used to wasting shit. They wasted the women's division for Ronda Rousey.
You said the magic words. They're used to. They were used to wasting shit. This is Triple H's era now. This is not Vince's shit no more.
You sure as hell is fucking confusing me because it looks a lot like Vince's shit.
We've admitted off screen that, yes, Braun Strowman was the biggest mistake that they ever did bringing him back. But for the time being, let's see what he does. I'm not expecting big things out of him. Like, I'm not expecting Triple H to be like, they're going to push this man to the fucking moon. No, it's going to be some sort of thing to the point where maybe he'll probably get like a mid-card title run until maybe 3 years later where it's finally time to take this man up to the top. It's just the problem with that was they did it too quick. The minute they brought him into the main roster, like after he broke up from the Wyatt family, they made him start jobbing people, and it was just like, okay, he was over there. But the minute the jobbing was over, it was like, all right, now he's in the main event spot. Like, the fuck? It's like after your big storyline, which was Sami Zayn, all of a sudden you're in the main event. That made absolutely no fucking sense to me. That felt like the Ryback push all over again.
Yeah. The only thing is, though, he's actually like legitimately big enough to fight people like Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. It's just you can't do it as a fucking face because you're not gonna give him the title.
Like, I'll give Braun this much. He got fit. He got a better physique after he left WWE because he was a big boy.
No, yeah.
Started getting muscle, after the whole control your narrative shit. Because let's be honest, did he really control his narrative while he was there? All he did was own part of the company.
Yeah,
that was controlling your narrative. Yeah, and talking shit, which got you banned from AEW and got you in trouble with Twitter, with the whole wrestling community. For you to come back wearing red pants and a green shirt, that does not match one bit.
Yeah.
And the whole tag team burial. Mind you, that tag team match was actually really good.
It was.
And then they fucked it up.
It was. Because for the first time in a long time, we had 4 actual tag teams fighting for number 1 contendership to an actual tag team champion. And there was a possibility that the Alpha Academy was going to get the title shot, and he fuck it up. And then you do it again on SmackDown, and he fucks it up again. And I'm sitting like, you brought Braun Strowman in for what? We already know Braun Strowman's a big dude. We don't need you to keep reminding us.
Young Wolf, don't even get me started. My wife is asleep. I don't feel like disturbing her. I already said what I needed to say in the fucking chats. I said what I needed to say off screen. I think I'm done.
Young Wolf.
Maybe in an hour or two, when everyone else shows up, when we start talking about Extreme Rules, if this happens to be brought up again, then I'll go crazy.
Young Wolf, wait until Gigi comes. Gigi's a huge fan of Eva Marie, and I'll bring it up to Gigi, and we'll just sit back and let her go. Yeah, but no,
I'm just gonna sit there and be like, okay. Now let me tell you why she's the most hated person in WWE.
Oh no, Gigi hates her. That is her John Cena.
No,
yeah.
I know that.
yeah,
I know that. I know the inside joke.
Yeah.
It's just it was an hour. And I know I shouldn't be talking about this because I just feel like such an idiot bringing this up. I should save all this energy for later. But it was about an hour before we even before I even got on. I see this stuff from Dave, and all of a sudden it's Eva Marie holding on to the fucking doll, shooting it, and the Office skit appears, and I'm just like, if this is fucking true, I'm definitely going to fucking riot. Everyone in my podcast knows, and like all of my closest personal friends, even you guys, everyone knows my deep dark hatred for this woman. Yes, I'll admit one thing, she did suck her way into the company. All right, there's no fucking way in hell that they looked at her as talent. Like, you want to put her to, she's worse, she is worse than all of the other women who never won the Diva search.
Yeah.
Okay? She's worse than them. At least those women, had something. She can't talk. She has no facial expressions whatsoever. She can't sell. She can't take a bump. She can't even do not one simple move. The only thing that you're good for is posing. And that's all you've ever been since you've been in this company. You have been nothing more than a fucking poser.
It's true, because it's, you haven't, she hasn't even progressed in any kind of way in the ring or on the mic. She's literally eye candy. She is the bare minimum Sunny.
There have been, and so you know this very well, there have been people that have lied their way into this business. And then there's Eva Marie.
Yes. No, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think she could lie for her life of how she got into this business. You have to, I think everyone would know the real reason, but she'd have to make up a legit excuse as to why she got in the company.
Yeah. And the crazy shit is, I honestly think somebody saw her, like every other person in wrestling. No, but like every other person in wrestling, whether it's male or female, someone saw her and go, she has a look. We need her. Let's put her in wrestling. And they saw her and she had no talent, and they said, but she looks good, so let's keep her. Let's figure out something to do with her. And it's still that whole, let's keep, like, bro, she has big tits, bought and paid for. She don't look that good to keep coming back. There are plenty of women out there that look way better than her that can wrestle, that you could bring in. Like, you don't need her.
I bet $100 if we find a yearbook picture of this woman, she would not look like what she looks like today.
Oh, she doesn't. Dude, when you look at the pictures that she did before the Diva Search shit, the ones that they exposed her on in that TV show, Total Divas. She
never even did the Diva Search. She was in Total Divas.
Yeah. The pictures they exposed her on in Total Divas. If you look them shits up, she looks completely different. She did something to her face. She did something to her boobs. She did something to everything. My thing is, like, Sunny at least can speak, and she had a presence. She can put on a show. Eva Marie is just standing there, and at that point, what's the point of you being there? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can do porn and just stand there, and people get off to that. You know what I'm saying? But in wrestling, we need more. Like, we demand more than that.
It's like, who do you choose, Sable or Eva Marie? Pick one. Pick one. I'd go with Sable.
I would go with Sable too, because at least she can wrestle a man.
I mean, not even that she can wrestle a man. She just made everybody made her look good, even though she just didn't want to, do the training and take a bump. Eva Marie could not make herself or anyone. Nobody can even make Eva Marie look good in a match.
But that's why I was saying is because the matches she had with Mark Mero were actually pretty good, and that's because of Mark Mero. She can at least dance with someone who can lead.
Eva Marie can't even. There was some woman there was also some women that wrestled Sable, and all they had to do was make Sable look good in the ring.
Luna Vachon. I believe Luna Vachon.
Prime
Yeah.
example.
Yeah.
Prime example.
But Luna Vachon she's what, third generation wrestler that not a lot of people. She's one of the top. Yeah, they're the best wrestlers in the women's division, especially for that time. So, you know, no one can help you. No one can help her.
I'm just saying, like, there's
no progression there.
All hope is lost for this company, and that might just be an exaggeration coming out of me, but all hope is lost if Triple H just decided, hey, let's get fucking Eva Marie onto the show. Hey, Hazel, have you seen my signs for the next weekend? No, I have not.
Yeah, she got them on her Instagram, but yeah, I think that's just all bullshit. She probably just made it as a joke, and you know how everybody is like, yo, we're protective of our shit, especially when you already done fucked it up.
I mean, if she was doing all that, then then you'd have to call WWE first to at least use one of their fucking products, because goddamn, I don't think it's possible that they would just let her do this on her own free will.
Shit,
I think I want to believe that it's bullshit. I really do want to believe that, but sometimes, expect the unexpected from this fucking company.
Yeah. No,
they want to go forward. They go forward sometimes, that becomes really good, but then there's that one moment where they're just like, all right, we need to go backwards.
No, yeah. I wouldn't put it past WWE though. Like I wouldn't be surprised she comes out and boom, she's there. I would not be surprised. But then again, like I've been making mention to week after week, when is Triple H gonna start running this shit and not just do everything Vince wrote on the paper? Because it Raw got from a 5 to a 5.56 and stood there when Triple H started. Nothing really happened after that. And then we're getting all the people that Vince got rid of, but all the other people that deserve to be on TV, like Cedric Alexander, Shelton Benjamin, they're not doing nothing. They're still not on
right.
TV.
You're absolutely right.
They're still, instead of seeing Vince's favorites, and now we're seeing Papa H's favorites. And you just traded that out. And it's like, to me, just because we changed the faces and not change the tactics doesn't mean that this shit changed. It's the same shit.
No, I agree with you 100%. But, in time, all that patience is going to lead to something for everyone's sake. I mean, who knows? Maybe some guys might go back to NXT just to be showcased there. Yeah, that could possibly be the case. Not everyone is going to get a chance in the main roster, but at least everyone is going to be doing something at the end of the day. Yeah. As long as Triple H just keeps everything under control and knows what he's doing and feels like whatever he's doing is working, which I can honestly say it is, because it's gotten me back to watching Raw. It doesn't make me feel like I'm bored out of my mind because of all the interesting shit. Like, come on, the White Rabbit stuff. It's like, oh shit. Yeah, we could say, all right, he brought back some of the people that we actually liked that got released and probably didn't go to AEW and stuff. But yeah, at the same time, it's just, with everyone that he has right now that he's working with, it's going to take a lot of time before he starts bringing in all the other guys that are just sitting there for them to work.
No, I get, and the White Rabbit shit was refreshing. Seeing a PR code, everybody doing it's refreshing to be engaged again. Because as fans, we want to be engaged, whether it's a chant or being a part of the show or seeing hidden messages and all that other shit. That's what we want. But I just don't want Triple H to turn into Tony Khan, and by that I mean bringing all these people back, and you're losing the pillars that you brought this shit, the original show with. Because I get it. The WWE proved some of these people we didn't need. Like Hit Row really didn't make an impact on SmackDown before they got cut. They come back and they're doing backstage segment like EC3 was when he was in the WWE. So, like, did they really need Hit Row back? Did they really need Strowman back? Like,
but here's the thing: there's another counterpoint to that. In order, I understand why you feel as if these guys are not being used. Triple H is trying to refreshen the tag division by showing off everyone that he brings back. Hit Row is one of them. Now we got Legado being part of the tag team division, and again, It's only a matter, again, it's the same thing. It's only a matter of time before they start utilizing some of these divisions more. Like the tag team division definitely needs help in that company. It's not even because they don't have opponents for the Usos. It's just Vince McMahon never gave a fuck about tag team wrestling to begin with. I think Triple H honestly could literally make the tag team division feel like something. The problem is we need some actual opponents that are legitimate enough to actually beat the Usos.
No, yeah, it's true. And right now,
the same thing for the women too.
Yeah. The closest we got to a legitimate title contender for Bianca right now is Bayley, but there's no one in SmackDown. Like I don't even like they destroyed Liv Morgan, and maybe they destroyed Liv Morgan because she's Sister Abigail. That's the talk going around because she smiled when Ronda farted in her face. But my thing is like, once you get someone disinterested in a character, just because you put her with somebody else doesn't really mean that people are going to be interested now.
Yeah, I agree. I agree for that. And you know, my whole thing is like the whole White Rabbit thing, and everyone's basically like now putting names in a hat on who every one of these people are dressed up in the costumes, and I like some of the theories here, but you know, some of them don't seem legitimately possible. It's only a matter of time before, you know, they start unmasking them one by one or all of them. Like, yeah, maybe Sister Abigail could be Liv Morgan. I don't know.
No, yeah.
From what I'm seeing right now is, oh my God, something cool is happening. But then again, like, didn't we have a lumberjack match where zombies were involved because they were promoting a Batista movie and nobody liked it? Nobody gave a shit about it, and they were like trashing that shit hard. So funny how the minute this shit happens, it's like, oh my God, it's so fucking cool. This is awesome. I'm like, yeah, I was freaking out also. I'm like, oh yeah, they come to life and shit. I like this. I really like this. But then I was waiting for everyone to start saying, oh, we like this, but we were dissing The Miz and Damian Priest and the fact that they were fighting with zombies. What the fuck is wrong with us? And I'm like, oh, maybe that guy has a point. But then again, it's wrestling.
Yes. Some things hit, some things don't. You could do the same thing twice, and the second time it hits, the first time it doesn't. You know,
yeah,
but
Dave, I was freaking out. You know why I was freaking out? Because all that shit happened when there was a live crowd. Yeah. We just saw zombies with no crowd. And I think that's why people gave it shit. Because like, oh, it didn't feel right without a fucking crowd.
Yeah. And also the thing with zombies is that came out of nowhere. That was announced the day of or the week of. And it's like, for what? Like, in all honesty, the White Rabbit's been what, 2 weeks now? 2-3 weeks?
It's been clearly a month. Because they were doing all these QR codes and tidbits and shit.
Yeah. So we got to that point where it's like, all right, who is this motherfucker? And then right when they got us to the point where like, all right, this is starting to become too long, then they go with Bray Wyatt and other people. Because we were speculating that this was gonna be a group again. So now we got Bray Wyatt. No, now that we got Bray Wyatt, now we can speculate other people. And I would love to see Bo Dallas back, but you know, you keep the QR codes coming and all other shit. It's something to engage people. I'm pretty sure we're not gonna see Bray Wyatt for a while, at least not wrestling.
Well, they said he's gonna appear on SmackDown tomorrow, which really pissed me off because I'm like, why did I literally waste 3 hours watching this stream for them to tell me, oh, Bray Wyatt returns tonight. He returns tonight. For them to show me a fucking package from Extreme Rules.
Yeah.
And then nothing. I'm like, all they showed was a commercial of what's in store for Bray Wyatt on SmackDown. I'm like, oh, I got mad. And I'm like, really, SmackDown? But then I thought to myself, like, now I could see why. Brock's here. They want Brock. So then and since Roman is not going to be on Fox for a while because of his part-time schedule, they figured, why the hell not? Let's have Bray show up and actually boost up some ratings and shit. Keep it interesting.
Yeah. Liquid Death is mid inside joke. Wait, is that water shit?
Yeah. He's making fun of Dave because Dave drinks liquid death water.
Oh, Jesus. Core is a bore. Damn. No, but you know, to be honest with you, when I heard that Bray Wyatt is going to be exclusively on SmackDown, I was like, fuck, I don't watch SmackDown like that. To be honest, the only reason why I watch SmackDown is for the bloodline and Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks was gone. Roman wasn't there for like 4 weeks, and it was just the Usos looking like jobbers to people, losing to the fucking Street Profits all the time. And I was like, yeah, this isn't cutting it for me. So I fucking clocked out of SmackDown. Walter became Intercontinental Champion. I was like, all right, this is something. And then Gunther became Intercontinental Champion, and then he had a good match with with Sheamus. And I'm like, this is good, but it's not strong enough for me to watch SmackDown. And now I'm like, all right, well, we're gonna lose the Fiend to SmackDown too. So
yeah, like here's the thing, there's too much to watch on Fridays, especially when there's wrestling. Like, I just got Pluto TV, and there's a fucking channel with wrestling on it. And I'm like, oh shit, now I gotta watch this. So fucking there'll be SmackDown, Rampage. Nobody watches fucking NXT Level Up, and if you do, you're a fucking liar.
Yeah,
Don't say that you watch that shit.
I don't even know when the fuck it comes on, to be honest with you.
Apparently it comes on at 10 o'clock on Peacock.
Oh,
yeah. So it's like a Peacock exclusive. So then it's like, all right, like last week there was way too much going on. There was SmackDown, and then fucking Bound for Glory did a pay-per-view on last Friday at 8, and I'm like, fuck, I can't watch that shit because I need to know what the fuck's going on here. And then Rampage, I think Rampage was 2 hours.
Yeah, because there's Rampage and then the Battle of the Belts again.
Yeah, and I'm like, God fucking damn, and that's the thing, like, wrestling is on at least 6 to 7 days out of the week, depending on if WWE wants to do a 2-night event, or AEW does like a pay-per-view on a Saturday or on a Sunday, or if NXT wants to do the little so-called takeover shows like on Saturdays or Sundays too. And I'm just like, what the fuck, man? There is way too much. And I know not a lot of people watch New Japan, but they try to, unless you want to stay up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, not on a Saturday. Like, I get my sleep during the weekend. You know what I'm saying? So I can't afford to not get any sleep during the weekend, because then I'm gonna be like this all week. I was like that shit at work. I'm sitting in my office like I was like, fuck, man. But yeah, Dave made a mention to the factions. So all right, here you go. I want to get your opinion on this. You notice how heavy that they are pushing factions now in WWE, but does anybody? I don't see anybody complaining about too many factions like they do with AEW.
Well, that's because most of those guys that complain about too many factions in AEW are fucking WWE shows. Yeah, you know, those are the sheep. Those are the ones that follow the WWE product and, you know, complain about so much shit going on in AEW. I'm like, okay, why can't you just enjoy the fucking product for what it is? It's a little bit like nerve-wracking that this is what it has to come down to. A certain group of people who are complete WWE sheep complaining on the fact that there are way too many factions in AEW. Okay, so why are you not complaining on the fact there are way too many factions in, I don't know, Pro Wrestling Noah, New Japan, AAA, TNA? Why are you not complaining about those factions? Why are you not complaining about the number of factions that they have in those promotions? Why are you only protecting the amount of factions that they have in WWE for you to complain about other promotions factions? That's horseshit. You are just sheep.
Yeah.
Like, again, can't you just stop complaining about one thing and just enjoy the fucking product? Yeah, they're building up a lot of factions in WWE. You know why? Because they're starting to build the tag division more. They're trying to build more tag teams, and they need more factions in order to build more fucking stories, in order to give people who haven't been on TV more time to be on television.
Yeah. Bro goes, I'm just saying the factions in AEW didn't bother me just like the factions in WWE don't bother me. Just an observation. You know, I would say this though: the WWE, all right, AEW's factions didn't bother me, but when you have factions just for the sake of factions, like the Factory, I don't know what their purpose was. I don't know what they're doing. It seems like they're Kai and Tai in AEW. That's when it's like, yo, there's nothing really like. I think them having a lack of story and a lack of reasoning to be there is where people will be like, there's too many factions in AEW because they're not doing nothing with these guys. Where there's a lot of factions in WWE, but some of them are doing things.
They're only there so that they could build up the trios division. More importantly, that's their objective. You know, it's going to be a matter of time before they get their shot, but that's why they're there. You know, they have a group of people that are not being, you know, used in main event spots. So you need that faction. You need like a lower tier, like C tier faction that not that a lot of people don't care about. Like there's a small percentage of people that like, oh, I enjoy the Factory. I think they have some good people in that faction. The problem is just they're not being used to their full potential. Well, here's the reason why we have this fucking trios division. Maybe now they can be used to their full potential if they get their time with the for a trios title shot or with the trios championships. That's what some of these factions are there for. WWE's motive of building these factions is to either one, put them in stories that, you know, will probably help out all the people in the faction, but all the wrestlers that are facing them. Two, it will get more people that are not being utilized, that are just sitting in catering prison, more time on television being a part of this faction. And three, more importantly, you need faction warfare. You need more tag teams.
Yeah.
You need to build a tag division. And that's why Triple H is starting to focus on making factions in WWE so that the Usos could have actual tag team competitors facing them going forward.
Yeah. And
stop complaining on the fact that there's so many factions in this company, that company, this company.
The thing with like WWE, they're better utilizing their factions because the purpose for the Judgment Day, I would argue right now, is Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley is doing incredible shit with the Judgment Day, and she can't do that on her own in the women's division. You know what I'm saying? Like she can't. Like, and then Finn Balor is naturally charismatic, and him as a face can't be the character that he normally is. The rock and roller Finn Balor, you know, like as Lay would call him. And Priest, we already saw him solo. He ain't got it. He needs people around him. And I think at this point right now, the Judgment Day, they're growing with each other, and they really need to get rid of Dominic. Like, he cannot go a segment without laughing. Have you seen that? He's trying to tell his father that he's a piece of shit and you're laughing? Like, bro, what point do you take this serious?
You know, I've been asking for this for a long time, and you know, be careful what I wish for, right? I thought maybe they would give Dominic some character, but it turns out that he doesn't even have that character. He has only one facial expression. Yeah, he's a good competitor. That's not his downfall is that he just can't act. He cannot act for the life of him. And the only thing that's like saving him is the fact that he's, you know, surrounded by other people with more experience in acting and theatrical work. You know, Finn Balor has all the charisma, you know, Damian Priest is the muscle, and, you know, Rhea Ripley is the person who, you know, cleans up the mess in the whole situation.
Yeah.
Dominic is, why am I looking at Baron Corbin's long-lost son playing a waiter at fucking TGI Fridays again? I feel like I'm looking at the Constable all over again.
Yeah.
It's like, it doesn't need to, like, he doesn't need to be coming out with Judgment Day wearing a fucking vest. Yeah, and another thing, that's the only thing that's the main thing that is literally saving Dominic right now is his last name. Second is his wrestling. His wrestling is getting better. He's learning every day when he steps into that ring. But it's his wrestling and his last name that is saving him. Everything else right now is just absolute exposure.
Yeah. And it's it's too high of a level to be being exposed like that. You know, especially when Rhea Ripley went from being shit. We bring her up from NXT at the wrong time. Now we don't know what to do with her. Put her in tag team matches with anyone. To now she's flourishing. Like this, we're seeing the best Rhea Ripley we've ever seen on TV. And then Dominic's sitting there laughing. And he's not laughing because he's a bad guy. He's laughing because he literally can't fucking keep a straight face while holding the mic. Like, you know those people that the minute you say action and the camera comes and they just start laughing because they're like embarrassed because they're in front of the camera, but outside of the camera they can do everything? I get that vibe from him, and I'm like, yo, bro, I don't know what's the problem here. This is a father-son dynamic. Any grown man will be able to relate to this story, and you're fucking it up. You're fucking this up.
I mean, Jesus fuck, man. Look, the kid still needs more work. Maybe the heel turn could work. I don't know. The only thing is we need to get this kid into some acting classes and, like, you know, get him to show different facial expressions, because every time it's the same thing. And if there's one thing I'll give Dominic so much respect for, the minute he starts talking on the mic, he knows he's getting the go away heat, and he's playing it cool. He's playing it cool. He's taking it in, and, you know, he's not letting it get to him.
What?
Because, like, you know, there are a lot of guys in this business, not just in WWE. There are a lot of guys in this business that get go away heat and just can't take it.
Yeah.
Because they know for a fact that it's not even like you're not welcomed here. You're not very well liked.
Yeah.
In and outside of the business.
There's only one thing worse than go home heat, and that's silence.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he's on some. As long as I'm not getting silence, I'm good. You know? His dad has been in the company for over 30 years. You'd think he would pick up some shit after your father. But you know what the thing is, we noticed, like, I don't know about you guys, but I know it's like in sports or in wrestling, if the father was an amazing athlete, the son is not as good. Or vice versa. If the father's not as good, the son flourishes. For some reason, you can't have back-to-back fucking megastars.
Yeah, you know? Like Ray's not that good on the mic. He's admitted that. He sucks at cutting promos.
Yeah.
He sucks at it. But, you know,
his in-ring work
he's not that bad of an actor. He shows expression. He shows, you know, depth in his character every time. Dominic is just the complete opposite. He can wrestle, but he cannot talk. He can't even act. It's just, I mean, yeah, and I've said it plenty of times, like, not everyone could have everything in wrestling. You can't do it all. You can't just be that total perfect package, because that's just impossible.
Yeah.
That is absolutely impossible.
And you wouldn't fit in if everybody had that total package. There's only a select few that they would take, because you have to put your company behind one or two people. Everyone else is, you know, they have their place on the card. The one thing about Ray, he may not cut a promo, but he can definitely tell a story in the ring. And to me, I think that is way more important than cutting a promo. If Dominic can have a match with anyone and tell a story in that ring, I wouldn't give a shit about him laughing. But it's like, yo, bro, you haven't earned laughing in the ring. Like, I'm not a gatekeeper for wrestling, but there are certain things that I'm like, yo, bro, seems disrespectful. Like, I'm watching this. My time is invested in this, and you're sitting here laughing. That's not a part of your you're breaking on TV, and you're supposed to tell your father you hate him. Like, what's going on here, bro? That's a waste of my time. I don't want to see this shit. Put Rhea back on there. Stand there like the little bitch you are, and let her talk. Let Finn talk. God damn it, I'll take Priest turning into the fucking werewolf again. That bullshit ass storyline he had. Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde shit. You know?
Look, this whole thing with the Judgment Day.
I don't think
is
Swerve
not,
is a total package. I'm sorry to cut you off. Go ahead. The whole thing
No.
with the Judgment Day is what?
I don't think this whole thing with the Judgment Day and Edge is not over yet. Right now, AJ and the Bullet Club is filler for when Beth makes her return. They're gonna do the mixed tag match between either Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley or Finn and Rhea Ripley taking on Edge and Beth Phoenix.
Yeah.
At Saudi, we're just gonna get the 6-man between Dominic, Damian Priest, and Finn taking on the OC. That's the filler match, just so Beth Phoenix could recuperate and come back.
Yep. Even though I would love to see the OC and the Judgment Day in War Games.
Yeah. Let me be honest with you about one thing, because I know we're supposed to be doing an Extreme Rules recap. We're gonna wait for Jeezy to show up, but I want to get your opinion
Jeezy
on
may
this.
not come, but we could always start that at like 10:30 or something.
All right. What did you think about, the whole 25-year DX stuff? Them opening up the show, doing the little cold open, having the little segment backstage, closing out the show, not showing any sort of flashback of what they did back then in the 90s and all that bullshit. And they just let the entire show focus more on the wrestling instead of the nostalgia. Like they saved it for the end for them to close it out.
That aspect I liked because it was like, all right, this isn't a DX show, but also I'm sitting here going, 25 years of DX, no one knows DX in that crowd. Even Triple H said it. None of you are old enough to know us. You know what I'm saying? Like, we get him, but it's also like, yo, put that shit to bed already. Like, first off, Shawn Michaels and Triple H, we see on the regular. Triple H is behind the scenes, and Shawn Michaels is behind the scenes on NXT. Road Dogg, okay, he can talk and all that. X-Pac, there's no need for him to be there. They weren't together. Shawn Michaels, Road Dogg, Billy Gunn, and X-Pac and Triple H weren't together. It was either Shawn Michaels, Triple H in China, or Triple H, the Outlaws, and X-Pac. There was two different DXs there. And also, they're not funny anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, let it go. Because I don't see no 25 years of NWO. I don't see no 25 years of the Horsemen. It's like, let it go. Where's the 25 years of the APA? Like, let it go. Let it go. You want to make cock jokes? Let someone else do it. I'm pretty sure there's people nowadays that have enough charisma to deliver a fucking joke. We don't need to keep going back to, if you're not gonna wrestle, don't be on that TV.
Yeah. My thing with it was like, okay, this is something that I wasn't expecting, but I'm glad that they did it. They focused more on everyone that was on the roster that was participating on the show.
Yeah.
They let them open up the show. Cool. They let them end it. Fucking cool. I enjoyed that. We need more of that. Like, not the whole show needed to be like, oh, flashbacks of what they used to do and the dick jokes and all that stuff, because it was cool. We got the dick jokes at the start of the show, and you may not have found it funny. I probably might have, but I wasn't even high, but I was probably laughing.
No,
at
it was funny. I was surprised they said cocks. It was funny, but it was also like, we got old men. We just finished watching Ric Flair suffer through his last match, and then you pop up and another thing, bro. I don't know how you feel about it, but I literally watched China be fucking like afraid of X-Pac. You remember the Surreal Life, or where China was on it with Mini Me and all these other people? She just kicked the habit, and X-Pac was drunk, came on the show, and China was scared for her life because he was abusive to her and all that other shit. I didn't appreciate X-Pac mentioning her. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it.
I feel you.
She is DX, but X-Pac, my nigga, this shit happened on TV. We know what the fuck you guys went through. You should not be opening your fucking mouth.
Speaking of which, you heard that they're bringing back that show, The Surreal Life, right?
No, I didn't know that.
Lana is gonna be on that show.
Oh,
with
really?
Dennis Rodman and Frankie Muniz from Malcolm in the Middle.
Oh,
And
shit.
a bunch of other people. So, I mean, for people who watch VH1 or whatever channel that show is going to fucking be on,
Yeah.
be prepared to see Dennis Rodman naked a lot.
Or in a
and maybe
dress.
talk about North Korea a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah, word. Word. Probably be
And
high
make
as shit.
everybody uncomfortable a lot.
Yep. Yep.
But, yeah, the fucking, New Japan decided to bring out a new belt, which is the NJPW World Television title.
Yes, I seen a picture of that toaster oven.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I only hate the fact that it's not the Intercontinental Championship, because I'd rather have that back than them bringing in another fucking belt.
Yeah.
Because it's horseshit. It's legit horseshit. And yes, the belt does kind of look like crap a little bit, but I don't hate it for what they're trying to do with it.
You know,
and that's the thing. Like, I always tell people, like, yo, just because a belt has debuted and it may look fucking ugly, give it a chance.
No, yeah,
give it a
it's definitely growing.
to do something. And what are they gonna do with it? It's gonna be in a fucking tournament with 16 goddamn people, and the finals are gonna be at Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah.
And the best part of it is, you're probably gonna see the television championship be defended for free. It's being defended for free on YouTube. Like, they're gonna put it out on YouTube with 15-minute time limit matches. They're gonna put that shit out there for everyone to watch. So enjoy that.
That's dope.
Fucking enjoy it.
Yeah. The one thing I would say, it looks like a 1970s style belt.
Yeah, it looks like an old, antenna TV from the 70s. I get it. It looks like
I'm talking like, you know how the titles looked back in the days where like there was the skinny ass strap and the big ass gold piece and all like, and they looked like, for them that shit was dope for what they had, because they didn't have a lot of the shit we got now. But for them it looked dope. For us it's like, damn, that shit's ugly as fuck. Where it's like that, it looks like that would fit in that era, that like, style of belt.
I get that the belt looks like your fucking stepdad's weight belt from 50 years of all that sweat drenched in. Like, it was white, and then all of a sudden from his sweat, it just turned brown. I get it.
Yeah.
But still, give the belt a fucking chance. It's an opportunity for New Japan to try something new. Give it the opportunity that it deserves. We're getting a tournament out of it with some actual good competitors here, which is going to be fucking amazing. I'm not going to watch the whole tournament. I'm just going to wait till January 4th.
No, yeah, for real.
Go
ahead.
For anyone who's going to be watching the tournaments, if you're willing to stay up that late to watch it, be happy that some of the competitors that you like are going to be participating in this and will become an inaugural champion at the biggest show in Japan history.
Yeah, that means something. At least like Wrestle Kingdom means something. But going off of what you were saying before, where you just enjoy wrestling, the one thing, if you enjoy wrestling, then you have to enjoy the differences with every other company. Like AEW and WWE, as much as people want to compare them, are two completely different companies. They're two completely different companies. They give off two completely different vibes. And no matter how much AEW wants to talk about WWE, when I turn on AEW, I am not expecting WWE. I'm expecting AEW. If I watch New Japan, I'm expecting New Japan, and Impact for Impact.
Yeah. The same with me. Like, I enjoy wrestling for what it is. Like, I watch WWE because I've been watching it for so many years and I've been a fan of it. I grew up with it. The same thing with WCW. I grew up with it, watching in the 90s and all that stuff. Same with ECW. TNA, I watched it because, it brought a different variety of what wrestling could have been.
Yeah.
Six-sided ring. They still to this day have an excellent women's division. And it's more about wrestling there than entertainment. You can add your little entertainment here and there, but they give you, total nonstop action, which is what they were using for all those years. And I absolutely enjoyed everything they've done. Yeah, the company may have been shit for a while, but at least they still stuck around. They didn't die. They're still going. AEW, they give you everything that you kind of want. They give you technical wrestling. They give you sports entertainment. They give you different genres of wrestling. They give you deathmatch wrestling. They give you Japanese wrestling. They give you Ring of Honor stuff. They give you all of that in one promotion. And I think that's probably like the biggest issue is that AEW is giving people way too much. Like this is supposed to be a sports-based product, right?
Yeah, I think they fell off from what they started the company with. Because I don't know about you, but when AEW first started, I got old school 80s wrestling vibes. This was real wrestling. You know, the wrestling was more important than anything else. So now you get the cookie cutter, you know, stories and the sports entertainment from the people who are forcing sports entertainment because they weren't properly trained in the way WWE does it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, there's one thing to make fun of the WWE and another thing to emulate them. And they're trying to emulate them without actually having any knowledge. That's like us trying to be cops. You know what I'm saying? Like we never went to training academy or anything. We just pull up. All right, give me your license registration, motherfucker. You know, there's procedures that we gotta follow that we don't know nothing about. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's the level of like, it's insane.
Yeah,
how these companies act. It's like, you know, sooner or later, one day, like, AEW in year one, you know, before COVID hit, felt like, you know, oh, this is real competition. And then after a while, it was still going like that.
Yeah. And
then, I don't know, going into maybe year 3 and stuff, that's when it felt like, breaking news, WWE secretly bought AEW 2 years ago, and they told them to do all this stupid shit.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what the fuck? No, that can't be true. but then, like, I look at everything that Tony Khan has been doing, and then there's the alleged, you know, stuff that people think they're like, oh, this guy's maybe on the coke with all the crazy shit that he's booking and all this other stuff. And then all the backstage shit.
Yeah, that backstage is killing him.
At this point, it's like, I don't even think it's killing him. I think it's killing everyone else in the back. At this point, Tony's like, yo, I need to become Booker of the Year so bad.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, Tony, there are 2 fights breaking out backstage. You got to do something. Like, go deal with that. I'm trying to win Booker of the Year here.
No, yeah. And, oh, man, yeah. You're right. And the backstage shit, it shouldn't be happening. But, I think after that Cody Rhodes a-go-go shit happened, it started, that whole thing rocked AEW a little bit, and they went back, you know, on the shit, and then Cody leaving, I think, really disrupted the flow of shit. Because in AEW, it kind of felt like there was no clear cut. These are the top guys, these are the middle guys, and these are the jobbers. It was all of these guys are wrestlers, and you never know. Orange Cassidy might be AEW champion. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a possibility that these guys can win the title. Like, fucking Private Party beat the Young Bucks in the tag team tournament for the inaugural tag team titles. It's like, oh shit, what's going on, Kenny? You know what I'm saying? And then now,
what up, Kenny?
Now it's like there's too much. Like you said, there's like too much styles of wrestling. But I think there's too much, and that too much is preventing the little bit that they need to do to happen, you know, to really do shit. Because like we was talking about earlier, Dynamite yesterday, Orange Cassidy won the Mid-Atlantic Oceanic plates, the AEW
the
TV championship. He won the title. And I'm sitting here, I watched it, and I'm like, wow, that didn't really make an impact on me like it should have. This story went way too long for me. Like, if he was gonna give him the title, it should have gave it to him during Arthur Ashe, during the Grand Slam shit.
Maybe they should have, but I don't know. Maybe they wanted to build Pac more, and they wanted to show more of the All-Atlantic Championship, because trust me, once he won it at Forbidden Door, they really didn't show him with the belt for like a month. Yeah. And there was this whole thing going on that, he was defending the belt in the UK. I'm like, why? Why though?
Yeah.
I don't understand that. Like that's supposed to be in AEW, you know, being defended on Dynamite or Rampage. Why is that shit being defended outside of the fucking promotion?
Unless you made a Forbidden Door championship, where that title is supposed to go through all the companies or whatever, but that's not the case. See, the AEW likes to repeat a lot of that shit for all their different stories. Like, how many champions have we seen won the title on the second try? Like Thunder Rosa, now Orange Cassidy, the fucking tag team champions, the Hangman Page, fucking John Moxley can't go a match without winning the title. He's the champion and he still wins the title for some reason. And it's like, you know, either pull the trigger or don't. I think that would have hit way harder if he beat Pac on Grand Slam the first time they had the match. Because he lost to Pac so many times. If you lose to him during the time, why do you need another shot? You know, some of these things where it's like, all right, we need a little explanation for this. Remember back in the day, like the fucking records meant something, and now those shits are like, oh, by the way, we forgot to put the records on the little title screen when they walk out.
Yeah, this is what caught me off guard. I'm like, wait a minute. They AEW told us the wins and losses matter. The ranking system was going to mean a whole lot more now, and you know, at the beginning of the new year, we're going to restart the ranking system. We're going to restart the everyone's wrestling standings and shit, their win-loss record. They didn't do that. After like what, year 2, they just stopped.
Yep.
I'm like, and I was catching on really closely, and I'm like, wait a minute, how did this guy win all these matches? I'm like, well, so we're still counting from last year. So let me get this straight. If we go into year 10 and you tell me that John Moxley has a record of 16,400 and something wins and 20 fucking losses, something's going on here.
Yeah. You
mean to tell me that throughout the fucking beginning of the press conference before AEW debuted that wins and losses are gonna matter? We're gonna have a ranking system, and you know it's gonna come down to like the top person that's number 1 is gonna get the title shot. And like, no, they just stopped. And let me remind you another thing. Like, this company has been having drama since the very beginning of its fucking inception.
Yeah.
Fucking pay-per-view. There was B. Priestley got into a fight with Sadie Gibbs backstage after their fucking women's casino battle royale match. They got into a fight backstage at the very first AEW pay-per-view before they even went on TV. Like, yo, you scratch your head on that shit, and it's just like, all right, and now that you hear more fights, everything with Sammy Guevara, now Punk, everything is just going. Oh my god! I'm not saying like the inmates are running the asylum, but I don't think Tony Khan has the authority or even has like the capability of running that company now.
Yeah.
Like at this point, he's running that. And like, I'm not gonna say he's running that company to a muck, but god damn, bro, god fucking damn, something has to be done here. Because at this point, the drama is why everyone is so like into AEW. They're more focused on what the fuck's happening backstage than what the hell's going on screen.
Yeah. And what's happening on screen isn't really making that sense either, because I don't know why Swerve is now wrestling Papa Ass and Keithy's nowhere to be found. Like, can't they just lose the title and go away?
Yeah, like, why is it that Andrade had to go home, but yet they still kept Sammy in the match for him to actually get the win?
And not for nothing, I heard Andrade talk about how he's been in this company for a year and literally he's been doing the same shit since he started in this company. Yeah, like,
what is that?
He's wrestling he's wrestling the Spanish wrestlers.
Oh, yeah.
He's not getting title shots. He's not becoming any kind of TBS champion. He's still in the same spot. They just said, fuck it, bring in Roosh and wrestle Death Triangle until you fucking die. He has not moved from that spot since he's got there. He took over Matt Hardy's group, which did nothing to begin with. and it's ruining the private party and the Butcher and the Blade, and he's still there. And we see Roosh fighting the same person, and then it's Roosh and Andrade versus Lucha Brothers.
I don't know, man. It's just,
and it could be so much better.
It could be. It could be.
Like I was telling you off air about the whole Jericho versus Bryan Danielson. Yeah. Well, I was saying I would have loved for them to cheat and beat Danielson like they did, but Garcia comes out and challenges Jericho to a cage match. They do some shit. Bryan Danielson's with Garcia. He gets in the cage. It's a swerve. They lock Danielson in the cage, and Garcia is beating up Danielson because you know that the next stage of this rivalry is gonna be Garcia and Danielson. So why wouldn't you make it that personal in the beginning? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's this is gonna take like some time because you know AEW is not like WWE. They don't have fucking pay-per-views once every month and shit. They have like they do it by seasons. They have about 4 pay-per-views out of the year.
Yeah.
So you know there's gonna be like a good 2.5 to 3 month build going into that match. And the thing is, you have to find a way to actually book that. You have to find a way to get Jericho involved, Danielson involved. With or without the title, but at the end of the day, it has to, you know, involve Daniel Garcia because he's technically the main person in the middle of all this.
Yeah, he's the reason why Bryan Danielson's wrestling Jericho. And
exactly.
Andrade wasn't a mid-carder in NXT. He was the champion. I don't see Andrade as a mid-carder.
Well, actually, no. Correction. Before he actually was a mid carder. The minute they put him with Zelina, he became a main eventer. That's when he won the NXT title from Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, but
and then people were like, "Oh shit!" They gave him the NXT title. Oh god, Zelina Vega is actually getting this guy somewhere.
Well, that's
because I'll admit,
Zelina Vega.
Yeah, they made him a fucking Chippendale when he debuted. He was a fucking Chippendale, dude. I'm like, okay, that would have been all right for somebody else, not for this man. So I'm like, why the fuck are we doing this? And then when they put him with Zelina, it's like, okay, all of that shit is gone. It's back to him being what he used to be in CMLL, and all of a sudden he wins the NXT championship. And people say that it was probably because of Zelina that resurrected his career. And I probably agree with that too.
So you don't see him being an AEW champion?
I mean, look, I don't want to say me, because if I say I want to see Andrade as AEW World Champion, that's like me saying everyone that leaves WWE goes to AEW needs to be AEW World Champion.
No. It had nothing to do with WWE. It's just Andrade and his talents.
I don't know if they're gonna make him champion. That's the thing. Like, yeah, he's doing mid-card stuff, but can't you guys be happy that they're using him for something? Like, can't you guys be happy that he's working, that he's actually doing matches, that he's on TV? Why is everyone complaining that he's doing mid-card stuff with mid-card people? He's doing story stuff.
But it's kind of like the same way when Pride and Powerful were just doing shit and they were just standing behind Jericho.
I get it.
You know, it's a misuse of his talent. You know, because listen, when he came to AEW, he was a big deal, and now it's like anyone can be doing the shit he's doing. You know, like when you put me in a position that anyone could be copying these papers or anyone could be doing this stuff, it's like it's demoralizing. Because in the ring, Zelina Vega never wrestled for him. You know what I'm saying? And in the ring, he has an ability that not a lot of people have.
Yeah.
You know, and you put him in there, he may not have to be AEW champion, but Andrade versus Hangman Page or Moxley or Omega is a match people want to see. You know, that's something that I can see happening. And if he decides to ever stop acting like Alberto Del Rio with this pedo shit, and you know, actually start doing something other than being the Black Mask, then maybe he could get more serious and shit. But also, it's like if he's gonna be in the mid card, then at least let him be with somebody else besides. It's all right. It's remember when Carlito was on the Hall of Fame inducting his father, and he goes, "Oh, we need people to buy time. Send out the colognes." It's almost like we need someone to speak Spanish to this wrestler. Send out Andrade. You know.
Speaking of Del Rio, did you hear that the case that he's been going through for years with the kidnapping and the sexual assault shit, that now it's probably gonna be dropped because apparently like the victim lied or basically stated that it wasn't true. Like, I gotta find this shit.
No, I didn't hear that part. I heard he was in some trouble.
Let me find. Yeah, this was years ago that he was in some trouble and shit. Okay, here we go. I found the page. Where is it? It says it right here. Alberto El Patron has revealed that the lady who previously accused him of wrongdoings is now in legal trouble herself after she was proven wrong throughout the because like they charged him with kidnapping her and her kid and sexual assault, and apparently the case has been going on for a while in Mexico. So that's why you hardly see Del Rio like take any wrestling bookings and shit because of this case. Everyone's looking at him as like, oh, he did these things, so yeah, let's not use this guy.
Yeah.
But now it's coming out that these accusations were probably falsely accused, they were wrong, and all that shit. I don't know for certain if this is like 100% legit, but if this is what it is, then I'm hoping we get more updates coming within the weeks. I'm not saying that, oh, hey, Del Rio is going to be, free from this. Everybody should love him again and, wait for him to come back to wrestling. No, I'm not saying that whatsoever. I'm just saying, like, wait for this shit to play out. If you guys still have respect for Del Rio, you still respect them. If not, that's you.
Yeah. Now, I mean, the shit he was doing with Paige and all that other shit, he was one of those guys like you had your shot and you blew it, and multiple times. I'm not the type of person like the multiple times you keep fucking up. At one point, I'm like, yo, that's it. I'll check out. Like the Jeff Hardy shit.
Yeah.
Like the news came out that Matt's like, oh, I spoke to his wife. He's doing good. I can give a fuck. It's like, how many different companies do you need to go to fucking rehab for? But that's not the topic of discussion for today. But that's just one of those things. It's like at some point I'm like, yo, all right, I'm done. I'm pretty much done.
Let me say my thoughts real quick on that, and then we'll jump straight to Extreme Rules. Like honestly, like I have all the love and respect in the world for Jeff Hardy and his wrestling career and everything that he's done for over the years. But at this point, you could tell me that he's doing okay, that he's not doing anything, but give me a year. Once a year hits and I hear that he's still like sober and clean, then I'll start clapping. Because at this point, Jeff Hardy is like a ticking time bomb when it comes to all this substance shit.
Yeah.
So it's only a matter of time, if they ever do bring him back, which could be the possibility. I could see them bringing him back, but they even said it like, this is your last chance. You fucked this up. You're done. We're never bringing you back to the company ever again. So now Jeff is walking a very thin fucking line.
Yeah.
And again, I don't want to see Jeff go down that narrow path. That's why I'm not clapping or applauding or praising that he's doing better, he's clean, because it's only a matter of time before he fucking relapses. And when it's a year later and he's still sober, that's when I'll fucking clap and applaud, be like, okay, great job. Now keep doing that for another year and go wrestle. And don't fuck it up.
No, seriously. Because he left, like they kicked him out of the WWE because we all saw the video of him and Drew McIntyre in the ring. He looked out of it. And then he came to AEW and looked like he was still out of it.
But here's the thing, though. He still did the drug test. They found nothing on him. And yeah, WWE still offered him to go to rehab, and he said no.
Yeah.
So I don't understand what the fuck was WWE's problem with that. Like,
But-
I don't know, man. Like, that company could be very fucking confusing to a point. It's like, okay, the guy fucking walked out of the barricade. Like, so fucking what? I saw the video. He didn't look belligerent. He didn't look inebriated. He looked like he was walking out of there perfectly fine. Maybe he hurt something. Maybe something got hurt in his body.
I was talking about during the match. Did you saw the house show? It was the 6-man tag.
That was what I was talking about.
I was like when he was in the ring.
Oh, I didn't see the ring. So I saw when he went through the barricade and left.
No, yeah, like he was in the ring, and I think he stumbled or some shit while he was supposed to wrestle. Like he was getting thrown in the ropes, and he stumbled, but it looked like he was intoxicated, like he was wrestling Sting all over again. But at that point, that's when Drew, I think, tagged him, and they got him out of there. Like he was on the apron. I didn't see him walking out. I just saw that part.
Okay.
Yeah, but listen, man. Like I said, this is his life to fuck up. But when it comes to the wrestling shit, it's like I don't want to keep seeing this shit. I like the last thing I want to see is someone fucking die in the ring, and especially I don't want to see somebody get hurt because this guy's fucking intoxicated. Like we already saw this guy high as fuck, wrestling his thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't need to see that shit again. It was distasteful when they played the shit with Scott Hall and with Hawk. I don't want to see it in real life. So that's why I'm like, yeah, fuck that shit. But you want to get to Extreme Rules?
Yeah, let's get to this shit. I already have the results here with the times. While I have it playing in the background right now, just want to remember everything that took place. This might take a while too. So
yeah. Well, I know the first match was the Brawling Brutes and Imperium.
Yeah, I have it in order here. We're gonna start off with that match, the good old fashioned Donnybrook match, which was the Brawling Brutes, Sheamus, Rich Holland, and Butch taking on Imperium's Gunther, Ludwig Kaiser, and Giovanni Vinci. This match was actually 17 minutes and 50 seconds, the second longest match of the night.
Real quick, Pro likes to start problems, so we'll talk about. He goes, "Why does Jimmy Uso get a pass after 2 DUIs? He could have killed someone. Didn't they strip him of the tag? Didn't they take him off TV and his wife's been off TV too? Like they did punish him. He hasn't done anything inside the ring. That was outside the stuff. Like I don't remember him burning down his brother's house and killing the dog. I don't remember him stepping out on live TV high as shit, wrestling Sting. I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like DUIs, yes, he could have killed somebody and he got in trouble for it, but apparently he ain't doing it no more. 2 times versus like what? How many times for Jeff? At least 6 or 7 times in 3 different companies. I mean,
probably 8.
Yeah, like
probably 8.
That's not
because
really.
Remember, he went to WWE first, left, went to TNA, left, went back to WWE, left, went to TNA, left, did other stuff before going back to WWE, left, went to AEW.
Word. That's like saying, how come when you step on a bug, you don't go to jail for life, but when a serial killer kills somebody, he goes to jail for life? There's 2 different things. Still doesn't answer my question, though. It does. He didn't get a pass. He got in trouble for it. He was taken off of TV, and then now he's off of it. So, bro, I get it. Jeff Hardy should never get in trouble.
Yeah, this guy's not getting like a paid suspension leave. They're paying for his rehabilitation.
Yeah,
that's what they're doing for him. But
he should never get in trouble. Like he should be able to go out to the ring high and dangerously, hurt somebody. He should be able to burn down houses because he's intoxicated. Like he should be able to, drive also intoxicated and all that. Like, I don't know where the line is drawn here. Like this guy was Jimmy Uso, 1 was punished because he got arrested for it. So he got punished under the law, and then he got suspended in WWE. So what is it, because he didn't get as suspended as Jeff Hardy did? It's not this. It's not good enough. Like, we can't compare two different things that have similar backgrounds to each other. It's a base by base process here. Like me and Kenny get kicked off of TikTok because I'm telling the TikTok chat to shut the fuck up as a joke, but someone reports it. We're suspended for 7 days, but there's a girl with a fucking string bikini on jumping up and down for money, and that's perfectly fine. And it's like, where's her punishment? But then again, it's different. I can only take responsibility for what I did on Kenny's stream. You know what I'm saying? And there are some people that get banned for life for shit like that. But it's I can't.
This is why I don't have a fucking TikTok. Like, my podcast has a TikTok, but I let my guys take care of that shit.
No, yeah.
Because I know with me being on that, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna be telling a lot of people to fuck off. And I hate TikTok because, yeah, you have a point there. The same reason why I hate Twitter. It's like, oh, you can't be fucking you can't say anything verbally to someone that's gonna fucking offend them. But yeah, it's okay to show, someone posting videos of their latest OnlyFans video for everyone to subscribe to and all this other shit. It's like,
yeah,
come on. Yo, I don't have a Twitter either, but sometimes I go on the podcast Twitter and I've seen at least so many pages of OnlyFans people putting up
videos of them
their
doing
videos.
Yeah.
Why? And it's like, yo, kids use this shit, and I don't use Twitter because it's too fucking toxic.
No, yeah,
it's way too toxic. Yeah. It's worse than being in an actual toxic relationship. Would you rather be verbally abused on fucking line or be verbally and physically abused by your fucking partner?
Yeah, no, I get it. And nowadays, social media is just as effective as someone in real life, because people use that to breathe. And pro, here's another thing. Why'd you give up on Jeff Hardy so easily, but not Jimmy Uso? I already said it. Jeff Hardy's been doing this 8 times, 3 different companies. I cheered when Jeff Hardy won the world title the first time. What happened? It got taken away from him because of fucking drugs. He won the title again. He got kicked out of the company because of fucking drugs. He went to TNA 3 times. He got suspended for drugs while he's the champion. I cannot sit here and give this man chance after chance after chance when he's at the pinnacle of his career every time and fucks up.
Like, did anyone get mad when RVD had to give up his title because he got arrested for fucking weed?
I got pissed off because it's like, damn, bro, you literally just became champion and you smoke weed, and now we lose that. But it wasn't like he came back and was champion again and now they found him on cocaine, or he came back and he's champion again and they found him killing somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, 2 times versus 8 times, there's never a comparison there. And it wasn't easy for me to go fuck Jeff Hardy. You know what I'm saying?
Here's another example. Did anyone get mad when William Regal was being suspended because he was doing drugs in WWE multiple times? The man came back and won the Intercontinental Championship. In his return from his 60-day suspension, he wins the IC belt. How about Randy Orton? That man probably got so many strikes and they let that nigga go with so much shit. You know that man smokes weed in real life. You know that. And yet they removed one of his strikes. And you mean to tell me that anyone else that got pinned by the wellness policy, you didn't fucking remove any of their strikes? It was only for Orton? What kind of bullshit company are you running here? Oh, okay. I thought you froze for a minute.
No, I'm reading. You don't think the number of times you do? So let me ask you a question. So if someone hits their wife one time and she goes, all right, I forgive you, every other time he hits her, it's okay?
I mean, you should be asking Stone Cold Steve Austin that question, not me.
No, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, the reason why you give a child a second chance is to see if they learn from their mistake. When they keep making the same mistake, they're not learning from their mistake. And at what point do you go, well, I can't teach you nothing. You have to be like, I have to let you go. Like you said, Hazel, this is a toxic relationship now. All the emotion and the effort that I put into this man, cheering for him so I could see him succeed because I grew up with this man and I was a fan of him, to then have that take away from me on TV and his life multiple fucking times. It's like, yo, bro, I can't deal with this shit. I have to have standards. I have to have standards. I can't just sit there and go, because he's him, he can do whatever the fuck he wants. That's fine. But I also have to have standards for who I'm going to invest my time and my energy and my emotions in. This is in real life and this is in entertainment also.
It's like I was telling Dave yesterday. You think you know a person, on TV, but then off that shit, you don't know what the fuck they're doing. You don't know if they're out there actually, committing assaults and shit. You don't know if they're committing murder. You don't know. You just see what you see on TV. You don't know what these people do outside.
If you see someone hit their wife one time, you see it, you say, you're okay, we the ones, versus someone hits their wife 4 times, fuck you, I'm done. You see what I mean? No, because if I see someone hitting their wife, there's a problem the first time. And I didn't sit here and go, oh, Jeff Hardy got popped for fucking taking drugs. And it wasn't weed. It
was pills.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
A bunch of pills.
Yeah. And even like Kurt Angle, like I don't go, oh, well, he got popped, it's okay. Because, guess what? He's a wrestler, so I have to let him do anything he wants, and I'm okay with it. No, I have standards, bro. I was disappointed in the fucking Usos when he got the DUI also. But guess what? He's not repeatedly doing this shit. That's not why we're talking about this shit. There's a history to things. Do you think the police go up to a criminal and say, well, we didn't catch you the first time you robbed this bank, so if you rob this bank again, we don't have any legal standings to arrest you? But yo, enough of this topic, because we're gonna get to Extreme Rules. No matter how much Dave wants to railroad this shit for the second week in a row, we're gonna get to Extreme Rules. First match.
Let me answer this question real quick. My advice for going to a local wrestling show.
No, she's going to main event. She's gonna be in the WWE arena by herself.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, main event? That means she's gonna be on Raw also.
It's next Saturday.
Yeah. Oh well, I don't know. I'm guessing that's just gonna be taped, whatever.
Yeah.
My advice, honestly, is just sit back, relax, enjoy the show, and if people try to conversate with you about what's going on in the show, and then converse back. Wrestling brings a lot of people together for a reason. It's the one thing that it's like their safe haven. And you have nothing to worry about. I've been to a lot of shows by myself where a lot of people wouldn't talk to me. I'm just there to just enjoy the show. And some people will give you compliments on the wrestling memorabilia that you have on. If you go to a show with wrestling merch, you probably might get a compliment or two because everyone likes that. Yeah. So just more importantly, just enjoy the show. That's really all it is.
No, yeah, we told you already. Actually, we gave advice on the Tuesday show. But all right, so the first match, the Brawling Brutes and Imperium.
Yeah, I
honestly think that set the tempo of the night. That could have been arguably one of the matches of the night for me. That 6-man tag, it did it. It did its job. That was the first time I'm looking at Butch, because that's what they like to call him, Butch.
I hate that name, but I guess that's what I'm gonna have to be.
Well, Pete Dunne.
I'm gonna have to start calling him.
Yeah, but they let him do his thing. Everyone had their moments, and that's the type of WWE wrestling that I'm looking for. It's like you can have your stories, you can do your little shit like that, but in the ring, I want that substance. You know what I'm saying? They told the story without telling. I would have loved to see that on SmackDown and the Intercontinental title being defended on Extreme Rules. Don't get me wrong. But just for that match, I think that match set the tone and set the highest bar that you could set for a pay-per-view or a premium live event. What do you think of it?
Honestly, for me, First of all, I was just really happy that we were getting like gimmicks for all of these matches because Extreme Rules has been quite a bit of a lack. Like, yeah, there have been some Extreme Rules pay-per-views where they didn't have a lot of gimmicks and they just saved the Extreme Rules concept for the main event, and it was still a good show.
Yeah.
But then there was some that was just like, who the fuck told the cameraman to cut the top rope while Finn Balor was in demon mode? What were they thinking there?
Nothing.
This was Triple H's first pay-per-view in North America, you know, officially. I don't want to count the Clash at the Castle thing, but I have to count it since they were building that shit up.
That, to me, that's a house show, but I understand what you're saying.
I didn't really consider that a house show since they were building up all these matches and they made it feel like something big, which was, I liked it. This match, honestly, though, felt like an NXT fight from like the Black and Gold days featuring Sheamus. Because Sheamus was never an NXT guy, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what this whole thing was. All the NXT guys actually showcasing their skills while Sheamus, being the veteran that he is carrying everyone to a good fucking match here. And Sheamus did an amazing job here with, you know, his faction, Gunther with his faction. Like, this was the perfect way to start off Extreme Rules. This was a fight for the ages. I really liked it. The crowd liked it. Like, some guys were actually on their feet the minute you had both teams standing opposite sides from each other, like standing there waiting to go to war, charging against each other and just throwing punches and doing all sorts of crazy stuff. I really enjoyed the hell out of this. I think there's going to be more coming in between these two factions. Maybe we might get another match between Gunther and Sheamus, and that will be the time that they pull the trigger on giving Sheamus the IC belt.
Yeah.
Maybe they might do it in Saudi Arabia. I hope that's not the case because this deserves so much more, but I know that sooner or later they're going to start pushing Sheamus onto more and bigger things, and I think this is where they're going to start leaning it towards.
Yeah.
I would be absolutely disappointed that it has to be in Saudi Arabia, but you know what? I think these two are going to put on one hell of a show there, the same way they did it in Cardiff, Wales, the same thing they did it on the season premiere of SmackDown, and they'll do it in Saudi. And let's get this out of the way right now. Wrestling does not have an off season. Why the fuck are they doing season premieres?
I don't know.
Like, didn't Raw start in January? And didn't SmackDown start, I don't know, the end of August? Why are we doing these season premieres in the month of October?
I don't know. It felt like this was the series premiere, like the 4th series premiere this year. I could have swore they did this shit before.
They've done it plenty of times.
No, yeah, but it's like when it's convenient for them. I don't know if it's one of those like a TV show needs to have seasons, what like just for like to be able to be syndicated or some shit. I don't know if that's what it is, but
we as WWE fans, we know when the new season of WWE starts.
January 1st.
It's after
after Mania. Yeah, my bad. After Mania.
Mania, because that's when you have to start everything from scratch.
Yeah.
Unless you want to just be like, okay, bring back, I don't know, WrestleMania Backlash, which I like to call redacted Backlash, since that's the pay-per-view for rematches.
Yeah.
Do that, and then we start fresh. Okay. Like, it's so fucking stupid, especially like when they do the draft before Survivor Series. I'm like, why?
There's no loyalty now. Yeah.
There's no loyalty. There's no loyalty within that company, and there's no loyalty within those brands because there's no meaning of the battle lines being drawn anymore. Now that all the guys that you have from SmackDown all those years go to fucking Raw, and the Raw guys that you have all those years go to fucking SmackDown, and then 2 weeks from Survivor Series, brand supremacy. What the fuck? It's so reversed.
Yeah,
like you should be doing this after the fucking after Survivor Series. You should do the draft.
Seriously, that'd be like right before Royal Rumble, because at least then you shake shit up and then you get a different opportunity to go to WrestleMania and shit like that. Because really, the Royal Rumble is to see who main events WrestleMania. So it's not really that big of a deal if you're on a. But before the show where you're gonna pick sides or pick people to represent your brand, you was on SmackDown the entire year, and you got 1 week of Raw. Now we expect you to be red through and through. Like, yeah, that don't really help too much. You know?
Doesn't help at all.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Well, the next match is for the SmackDown Women's Championship in Extreme Rules. Liv Morgan defended the championship against Ronda Rousey. This match was actually 12 minutes and 5 seconds.
Yeah, so what you're saying, it was 12 minutes too long. Because to me, how high they took us in the 6-man match, this shit dropped all the way back down. It dropped all the way back down. I was like, wow, this is horrible. This is bad. As much as they tried, like you could see Liv tried, but her character her character never grew until the last week of SmackDown. And I'm like, well, it's a little too late. First off, you already lost the crowd. Once you tapped out and lost to Ronda, but you're still the champion, you kind of lost the crowd there. Everybody didn't like that shit. We don't like that stupid shit happening anyway. And then this match, for a match as it was okay, but that shouldn't have came on after that 6-man. That shouldn't have been on the card. To be honest with you.
It's shit like this where it's like, you'd wish that they'd at least add one match to the kickoff show.
Yeah.
Probably could have been this. Because when they stopped doing kickoff matches, it's just like, oh man, now we gotta hear a bunch of old people and some hot chick fucking talk.
Yep.
And talk. Oh, and let's not forget, build up fucking matches, show up package promos that you could do during the show.
Yep. Oh, and they do that too. They'll show you that fucking vignette 18 times.
I'm like, Jesus fuck, man.
Yeah.
And it's not even like they show you the package promo on the kickoff show. They show you the exact footage of like 30-second clips during the Peacock ads. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
I get it. I'm about to watch a WWE show, but don't shove it in my face all the fucking time. At least give me more variety. Like, I was cool with having kickoff matches. Before, I was like, all right, now we're not going to have kickoff matches? Cool. Finally, they don't have to put in matches that we just don't fucking care about, that we're never probably going to fucking review. But then after a while, it's like, oh shit. I think we need at least one kickoff match back now because my God, not even because of the talking. It's just, you look at this card and you think to yourself like, which match here was not that good that didn't deserve to be on the main card? This was one of them.
Yeah.
I did not hate it. I didn't hate the match. I just hate the whole fucking build. I've been asking for Ronda to be a heel for a while. And I think I regret that because Ronda just feels the fucking same. Yeah. She just didn't change. She's just same emotional expression. She's a fucking robot. And I'm like, oh my God, I thought maybe putting her as a heel would make her feel more of a badass. Turns out it still doesn't.
Yeah.
It still doesn't.
She just says bitch a lot more now.
First of all, I hated the spot with the bat. It was just like there was no selling with that bat whatsoever.
And that's a bat, not a kendo stick. That's a bat.
I get that the bat is a prop. It's not a real fucking wooden bat. It's not metal. It's plastic. But goddamn, Liv, you could have sold the shit. There was a moment where she jumped off the steel steps and then Ronda just whacked her with the bat like if she was Aaron Judge hitting a fucking home run. And I'm like,
that didn't break your rib.
You could have sold it. You could have sold that shit. I'm like, oh my God. It was just.
Yeah, the biggest scar that happened to Liv was when Ronda smacked her with that black belt.
Yeah, that was it. The biggest problem throughout this whole thing, it wasn't even the match. It was just the build.
Yeah.
I think Liv Morgan, honestly, no one was not really digging the title run. I don't think anyone was even expecting her to be woman. I like when she won the title, I'm like, yes, awesome, finally something good, someone different, something fresh. But then the minute they started booking her, it was just get her off the mic. Get her off the mic.
The minute she won the title, they started fucking up her thing.
The SummerSlam match.
With Ronda holding the championship and giving it to her, like if this is WrestleMania 6 and she beat you in a fair and square match and not just cashed it in. Like, you should have rolled out of the ring and let Liv have her fucking moment. You didn't need to be there.
And then we had that stupid debacle on the SummerSlam match. And I like, yo, when me and my co-host TJ, we recapped it. We even said that like this was the beginning of the Ronda heel turn. Like, this is when it happened.
Yeah.
But then also it was like, why did it have to be this? I would have understood if Liv won by a fluke without her tapping, like grabbing the tights during a roll-up pin. I would have understood that.
Yeah.
Then having Ronda turn. I don't know. And then the whole thing with Shayna, I'm like, ay, Dio mio, why in the fuck are we getting her involved? For her to actually beat her clean, that was the most non-believable match I've ever seen. That was, my God. I don't even want to say this because this might feel like I'm an asshole, but I kind of like Sable winning the women's title better than how Liv won this match.
No, it makes
with
sense.
Shayna Baszler.
Because there's no character growth there either.
There was none. It's like, again, you should have never had her talk. All you should have done was had her compete and compete and compete. Yeah. Get her to win matches, get her to lose some matches, build a story. I understand what you were trying to do. Basically, they were still trying to make her feel like the fucking underdog.
Yep.
Even when she was the champion, I'm like, that's not how that works.
Yeah.
She shouldn't be the underdog anymore. Yeah. She completed her fucking goal. Let's start pushing her as this huge star. And they didn't do that.
And that's the crazy shit. Like, we backed her organically. So we already have a story for her in our mind. She's the one that deserves it because of the hard work she's doing and all that other shit. And then when you pull that whole like, oh, I'm the underdog, I'm not good enough to be here, and I don't believe in myself, and it's like, wait a minute, we believed in you, so fuck us.
Then, I also say this because this could also possibly be true. This is Liv's first ever championship reign. Okay, you win the title the first time. This is your first championship is testing the waters to see how far you could go, not just as a champion, but as a superstar, as a main eventer. And I think Liv failed that test because the crowd was really not digging it. When she won the title, people were so happy they were praised. But after the SummerSlam match, it just fell down. It fell down because at this point, Liv Morgan did not feel believable anymore. She just felt more like a fluke champion. She was more as like, she's the paper and the championship was the paperweight to her.
Yeah.
And the championship was holding her down.
Yep. And I think her moving to SmackDown really hurt her also.
That too, because I believe she was better off on Raw than going to SmackDown. Yeah. And that's another problem too. Like, when you have a certain person from that brand win the Money in the Bank, I get it. You can cash in on whatever championship, anything goes. But for fuck's sake, keep the girl on the show that she was in. I mean, you could have had her at least like hold on to the briefcase for a while until someone that probably no one didn't really give a fuck about won the women's championship just for her to cash in on.
Yep. Not for nothing. Imagine if, let's say, Liv Morgan cashed in the Money in the Bank on SummerSlam, and that whole shit happened where Ronda had the champion or whoever in that submission, and right before she gets counted 3, that person taps out. But Ronda's counted 3 already. So that person's the champion. Ronda snaps, fucks her up. Liv Morgan comes out, cashes in the Money in the Bank. Liv Morgan's the champion now. Now we get the whole Ronda's gonna take her aggressions out on Liv because you took my title and she wasn't even the champion. It's one of those. We didn't get 4 matches of them wrestling each other, and still, no matter how much you stand up to Ronda, you're gonna show that you ain't shit. It's like, like, how did we just have a brawl on SmackDown between both of you guys? You're not afraid of Ronda, and then the match starts. I see fear in your eyes, and Ronda's treating you like a little child. That don't make sense.
Man. And then that fucking ending, that whole fucking ending, her getting choked out, armbarred, and she's just smiling maniacally, laughing. I'm just like, what the fuck? For a second, I thought she was literally corpsing on live streaming. I'm like, what in the fuck are you doing? You should be selling this shit. Why are you smiling and giggling like you're like, if this is your biggest fantasy, Ronda's sitting on your face?
Yeah.
I was so lost. And then all of a sudden, like an hour into the pay-per-view, they released that fucking exclusive digital media footage of her backstage sitting inside of a locker in complete darkness with some oh my god.
Yeah, I didn't get that part either. But yeah, that was the first dip in the roller coaster of Extreme Rules. Like the 6-man tag bring us up to the top, and this shit just went straight down.
And the next match also kind of picked up a bit, but also fell down at the end because I hated the fucking end. And that's the strap match between Karrion Kross and Drew McIntyre. This was 10 minutes and 20 seconds.
I felt like it did not need to be a strap match. Like I didn't see the purpose. Like they didn't utilize it that well. Like they're smacking each other, but to me this felt like Drew isn't the guy to build someone on.
That's all. They needed a gimmick. That's all. That's all it is. That's the only. They just needed a gimmick.
No, I know right. They needed a certain type of match. But I'm saying like this shows like Drew isn't the guy that you can build a superstar off of. Because this did not help Cross out at all. Like
yeah.
It's not like it's a bad match. It's just I see Drew McIntyre as Hulk Hogan right now. The same way that most people see Hogan. Not saying that he's politicking to win and shit, but it's like this guy can never lose. And even though he's losing, but still he gives off that vibe like he doesn't get hurt. And at any given moment, he can kick out of anything. And it's like he's doing you a favor by losing. Like that's the vibes I get in these matches. So it's like I didn't hate the match, but I didn't particularly was a fan of the match. And I don't know why there was a strap involved.
Yeah. I mean, look. I didn't hate it. For one thing, it was they did their best here. I understand that sometimes, like, I don't fucking know. Like, first of all, they just started brawling outside. Like, it was to the point where like they just needed to, fucking tire themselves out. They had to do that. And then the bell rang, and I'm like, oh, fuck, here we go. And then it was like, okay, this is not a strap match. This is just basically two guys whipping each other's asses.
Yeah.
This is basically, them basically dealing with PTSD from when their parents used to beat them when they were children.
Yeah.
All right. My whole issue with the match was, one, I don't think Karrion really needed Scarlett to interfere, but I get that this was a strap match and it's no disqualification, yada, yada, yada. We need to build Cross up as this legitimate fucking, monster of a wrestler. Okay? 2, the mace. Last time I checked, everybody should have been coughing and covering their fucking eyes the minute Scarlett took out the mace. Even Scarlett herself, because I've been maced before, and you know that shit spreads everywhere. It doesn't just spread all over your fucking face and your eyes.
No, yeah.
The mist spreads everywhere, and that shit gets caught in your throat. You start fucking coughing. They didn't do any of that shit here.
Cross
They
did
didn't
it.
do that.
Cross did it after he pinned him. He started wiping his eyes, like if it was.
Yeah, but
the ref didn't. Scarlett didn't. No one in the crowd, like the commentator didn't. You know, I get what you're saying though.
it's just like, I get it. Like, it had to be gimmicky, but it also needed to feel believable. That whole ending did not feel believable. It just felt lackluster as shit. And it was like, okay, they ran out of ideas. I understand that, you know, the mace was basically a plan B because of the the fireball spot that you guys fucking botched big time on. They didn't want to do it again. I'd understand because, you know, shit happens. Like, people are not prepared to actually take a fireball.
Yeah.
Again, I didn't hate it because this was just two big guys beating the ever-living shit out of each other, and we kind of needed that, and it gives Drew some more build getting away from the championship picture. And there's going to be more between these two. It's not over. It's not over between these two.
No, not by any means.
They're gonna have another match, and it's gonna be probably way better than the match they had here. Again, yeah, I understand why. Like you think like the strap match didn't need to be there. I get it too, but for this pay-per-view, they just needed a gimmick.
Yeah, no, I get it. But that's one of those, you know, that's one of those lazy stories there. It doesn't help Cross. I feel like Cross should have had his NXT run on WWE, where like he's a monster. As much as you want to try to beat him, he's supposed to win clean. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe down the line you could have Scarlett helping him out when, you know, his you know, he starts becoming more vulnerable and shit. But
yeah,
like if you want him to be a top heel, he can't already be a bitch. You know, he can't start off as a bitch and be the top heel. Like, what the fuck? He can't be the Miz. I'm sorry. You know, he gotta be Zeus out this motherfucker. He can't be the Miz. Not the way they're trying to build him. But it did build up some. What's going on, show? Why not? Well, because then it's not believable. If he's gonna come out and try to intimidate someone, it's not gonna be believable, bro. That's like if some muscle-bound dude walked up to us and I knocked his ass out. You gonna be afraid of him next time you see him? You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't gonna be afraid of him. You be like, yo, dude, you got a glass jaw. You know what I'm saying? Like, get out of here with that shit. You know? It's like, you know, you gotta make a statement. Macho Man did that with Brass, but that's Macho Man. Macho Man isn't an imposing figure. Macho Man is a bad guy. He's a heel. This guy is supposed to be an imposing figure. When he debuted on SmackDown, he beat the ever-living shit out of Drew McIntyre and choked him out. And now when they have a one-on-one match, he can't do nothing. Like, what happened to that, you know, carrying Cross?
I don't know, man. At least this carrying Cross is better than Vince McMahon's carrying Cross.
Oh, yeah.
They made him come out like a dominatrix.
Yeah, Spartacus. It's fucking...
Like, oh my God, that's what Ric Flair was going to be in the 90s.
Yeah.
And they brought it to life here. Fuck.
Word.
Everybody run for your lives.
Word.
All right,
Spartacus.
The next match is for the Raw Women's Championship, and it was in a ladder match. Bianca Belair defends the championship against Bayley. It was 16 minutes and 40 seconds.
That match was good. I just had, like, when the match started, I felt like they needed to do Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon, WrestleMania 10. One ladder out there and let these girls go to work. Set it for 87. Like, there's no way in fuck I'm believing that Bailey or Bianca's gonna fucking bring that 60-foot ladder that's in the like towards the entranceway. They're not bringing that in the ring. Like, sorry, they're not bringing that in the ring. We don't need. Yeah, we know what a ladder looks like. They're gonna use one. Let them have one or two ladders, and that's it. You know, you got this shit set up for this being like a woman's Money in the Bank or a fucking TLC triple tag team match.
They've been doing that for a fucking while now. You know, like they weren't doing it in the. I think they were doing it in the Attitude Era. Like when they were doing the TLC matches.
Yeah,
they had the ladders and the tables spread out. Yeah, they had tables set up with chairs set up on top of them and shit. But like when they did the ladder match, I get where you're coming from. Okay, I was at Mania 10. I saw that ladder match. There was only one ladder.
Yeah.
Just one.
Yeah.
Okay. But here's the thing. Now we're living in an era where we have to try to be original with how these gimmicks work. So if you want an ambulance match, we're actually going to have an ambulance throughout the entire show until the match commences. Okay? You want a TLC match? We're going to have all of that shit spread out throughout the fucking barricade the minute the show begins because they want to present it that way. It's not just, the way to present the ladder match or any type of match to grab the belt is they're going to have the belt, they're going to have the ref hold on to the belt, put the belt on the fucking hook, raise it up, their entrances come out, stand third, ding, ding, ding. What the fuck? No, I want to see the carnage that's going to be spread around the ring before the match starts. That's why I was like, okay, I like the fact that, you know, there's ladders out here because number one, how long does it take for these fucking assholes to get a ladder from under the ring?
That is true. That is true. Because they don't know where it's at.
Especially it's not even like where it's at because everyone knows where it's at. Like the men can get it out quick when it comes to a certain ladder. Yeah, but the women, it's like, you know, I'm not trying to be like, you know, a dick and shit, but
we saw the struggle they had, but they were lifting up the ladder in the wrong spot. They were lifting up at the end where all the leverage is not, you know, it doesn't favor them.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, you want to cut some time for everyone to start doing crazy spots and shit, right? So take all the time that you were going to do to get the fucking ladder out of the ring, get it out before you fucking do the match. And I'm happy that they do that shit.
Well, they could have had one ladder in the walkway.
They do that also. They have a few ladders in the walkway, walking down the aisle.
Yeah. But I was like, this doesn't look like two people are going to be in this match. This looks like we're going to get a Royal Rumble ladder match.
Yeah, because what you saw there.
Yeah, and this is the first like women's one-on-one ladder match.
That's too. I forgot.
So I was like, I think, you know, this doesn't need to be like. Listen, this is not sexist, but I do believe that if you're gonna do something for the women, cater it to the women. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't see women bodybuilders out there fucking bench pressing thousands of pounds. They do what they can. They have their own records. You know what I'm saying? Like, there aren't women track stars trying to beat Usain Bolt. You know, like, they can have their own special. I'm not saying make the ladder pink. You know what I'm saying? But drop that belt to where it used to be, and let's get a normal size ladder that they can manipulate.
Yeah.
And that way we don't have to worry about the botches of spending 5 minutes trying to get the ladder to be extended and push the shit in the middle down and moving it over and all that other stuff. Because it's like, I don't want to see the struggle. I want to see you do it. You know?
Yeah.
And it's nothing against them because these are two women that I would want in this match. It's just... You saw what they did with that the real life ladder that everyone else uses when she did the TKO with Bailey on it.
The KOD.
Yeah, the KOD when she did that with Bailey on it. That was awesome. So you could have did that with a ladder you can actually move.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But other than those
are the two biggest moments throughout that ladder match. Bianca KOD's EO and Dakota at the same time.
Yes.
And then Bailey gets KOD with a sick bump with the ladder on, like laying on top of her. boom, that shit had to hurt like hell too.
Oh yeah, I thought she busted her face open.
And the same thing with Bianca. I'm like, yo, because she like the ladder landed on her ankles, and I'm like, oh shit, that had to hurt like hell too. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
My biggest issue with this match though was, to me, the wrong woman won. I really thought for a second that they were gonna go with Bayley, but just like how I thought they were gonna go with Io and Dakota to fucking win the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships in the finals of that tournament, they didn't do that. They gave it to Raquel and Aaliyah just for them to lose it at the pay-per-view. I thought maybe, okay, since we're going back to a rivalry that was never finished because Bayley got injured on SmackDown while they were doing their fucking feud, we do it here. We finally give Bayley the belt after being gone for so long, since that was obviously the original plan from when they were supposed to have the I Quit match before Bayley got injured. And they didn't do that here. They didn't give her the belt. And I'm just like, why? So I'm thinking to myself, okay, now we got to wait till what, next pay-per-view for her to actually win it? At that point, it's like, it just feels too little too late.
Yeah, but it might not even be the next pay-per-view, because the next pay-per-view besides the Saudi Arabia shit would be War Games. And if you got Damage Control and then you're going to do a women's War Game.
If they do a women's War Games, most likely Bayley's going to win the belt at the fucking Saudi show.
And I don't like the whole don't win it here, win it there shit. But that don't have the match then Extreme Rules.
I just don't like that. That's possibly going to be the fucking outcome because it's huge money there.
Yeah.
That, maybe the title is going to be switched in Saudi Arabia. And that way Bayley get a win. And that's the problem. Like a lot of people were saying this about Damage Control. Like, ever since they've been losing big matches, it's like the minute they win the big matches after a month later, it just feels lackluster. It just feels as if people are just saying that like Triple H does not know how to book Damage Control correctly here. I don't want to be one of those guys that agrees with them, because I like Damage Control. I like the women that are on this faction, and more importantly, we need a women's faction in this company, in the main roster.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah. Not for nothing, I'm not too mad that Bianca Belair won, because like I said last week when we did the review for it, I don't think this is a match someone could lose. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a match that both of them can win, and it was hard to pick who would be champion. But with Bayley winning the title, it does give Bianca Belair the chance to chase it. And we all love her as chasing the championship, you know.
This was difficult too for me to pick, because the thing is, if Bianca won here, I feel as if it's only a matter of time before the fans begin to start turning on her, because she's starting to feel like the Super Cena of the women's division.
Yeah.
Against all odds, she still comes out victorious here. And I'm like, hold on a minute. This match felt like something that was played in GM mode, that, a guy was simulating, that's been wanting Bianca to lose the title for a long time. But for some reason, she just keeps on fucking winning.
Yeah.
So I get it from my perspective, from what I'm saying. Because holy shit, I couldn't believe that Bianca actually won that shit. Because I really thought maybe this is finally the time that we start having a legitimate heel champion in Bayley with her fucking faction running things. But that wasn't the case. And now I'm afraid it's going to happen in Saudi Arabia, because that's the only motive for them to do so.
Yeah. If they actually have her on the show.
No, Bayley's been on the show a couple of times.
No, I hear you, but I don't know if they think Ronda's a bigger draw or something like that, because they might have both women, because now they're starting to have more women on the Saudi shows, but
yeah. But here's the thing too. You're obligated not to go. It's
Yeah. No, yeah, I get it. It's not mandated.
Yeah, it's not a mandated thing. It's just, it's not like, you're being picked out of a hat to go to the show. They tell you, hey, we got a Saudi show going up. If you don't want to go because of the shit that's going on over there, I understand.
Yeah.
It's not going to affect your pay. Okay. But, people go there because it's not that they need the money, it's because the money's better there.
Oh, yeah.
And, they're accepting blood money, which is obviously really fucked up.
Yeah, and some people, not for nothing, all the shit that's going on on their side, people are like, yo, when is the next time you're going to be able to go to Saudi Arabia? Go around the world. Because most people, they travel the world to be wrestlers anyway. So they, go see your fans over there and all that other shit. I get it. It's just, to me, it's always been the Saudi Arabia's a fucking televised house show.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't take none of this shit there serious.
I don't take it serious. That's why me and my guys, we never do live streams for the Saudi shows. Like, yeah, some of us, not all of us, some of us will watch the show because, there's nothing going on with my life and I don't want to sit here while my wife watches the Kardashians. So
yeah,
I'm going to watch this fucking Saudi show and see how interesting it's going to be. But I'm not going to talk about it on the fucking show or anything. It's a waste of my fucking time.
Yeah. No, seriously, yeah. Especially if it's not on a fucking Saturday or Sunday. Remember when they first used to be Thursdays? I was like, I'm definitely not watching that shit. It's fucking Thursday at 2:00 in the afternoon. I'm good.
I'm like, first of all, who the fuck watches wrestling at... I understand if this was the 80s or the 70s, but who the fuck is watching wrestling at noon to 2 p.m. in the afternoon on a fucking weekend?
Yeah.
Who? Did anyone watch Saturday Morning Slam when it was on the CW after like anime shows? I didn't.
No.
Why the fuck was it on?
Word. Word. I remember they had the wrestling on Sunday morning, and it was just like Bean Gene talking about wrestling and going, I don't need to talk about
Wire.
Yeah, I don't need to see this shit. I saw it already. What the fuck am I gonna watch somebody talking about what happened? I saw it.
The Confidential show was like my favorite show indeed. Yeah. I actually accepted that because it was like they did it on Sunday nights and it was very good for what it was because it showed you behind the scenes stuff that everyone was trying to know during the internet back then, but they kept it all hush hush still.
Yep.
But now it's like, yo, behind the scenes stuff is just everywhere.
Nah, yeah, it is. It's true.
Like, you could watch Confidential on Peacock, but at this point, they already have like shows like documentaries that have confidential moments on there and shit.
Yeah, especially you remember Breaking Ground? It was on the network. It was only one season of it. This is when
I saw it. That was I think Apollo Crews was on the show at the time, but I wasn't like a big fan of it. It wasn't like, oh, I have the WWE network, so I'm just gonna watch everything that's on here. Like, yeah, I didn't watch all of the product that they had on there because I'm like, okay, now you're just putting out way too much shit for me to watch.
Seriously.
Like, I'm just here to watch all the wrestling that I didn't get the opportunity to watch all these fucking years ago. So here's my shot. Okay, I get to watch WCW pay-per-views that I didn't get to see. World class, AWA stuff. Come on, man.
Yeah, no,
I don't want to watch Legends House.
Even I watched it though. It was just one of those. I thought it was enjoyable, but yeah, being able to see like the backstage shit is dope. But it's backstage shit that's part of the story, or it's a show still. Certain backstage shit we don't need to see.
Yeah, like you get most of your you want to see all the backstage stuff. Just watch WWE's 24 series, like the before Mania or during Mania. They always do those. Like a month after the big shows, they always do a WWE 24 documentary of either the shows or wrestler, and they give you like an hour worth of shit that's like hidden gems. Like, oh, here's Roman Reigns actually having a quick meeting with Vince McMahon behind the scenes on what to do with Mania and shit.
Or you see him talking to the Undertaker, and the Undertaker shaking his hand is like,
That
"This
too.
is you know, that's dope." Like I remember when the Warrior came back and they showed him and Hogan like reconciling and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's dope to see because you know if you're a fan of any one of them, you know the history between them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
you know, even the Kurt Angle one was a good example because like not only were they showing him making his return, the hidden gem of him going to Vince's office and them hugging, but they also showed some of his TNA stuff, and they had Dixie Carter on the 24 series talking about his TNA days too. And I'm like, see, you want more this is more backstage shit because WWE wouldn't like go this far into talking about someone else's career in another promotion.
Yeah. Because like the backstage shit I want to see is like when Kurt Angle at the time was like, yo, I want out because my neck's fucked up and all this other stuff. And then as soon as he got his release, he went to TNA. The back stuff shit I want to see is how they took it. And then, you know, like they do that little documentary and it's like, oh, you know, we was pissed off at him and blah, blah, blah. And then Dixie Carter talking like that little shit I don't mind seeing. But all the other shit backstage, it's like, yo, listen, I'm a true believer of you keep your business out in the bedroom. If you have it in the street, I'm gonna watch. But you know, you keep your business in the bedroom because it doesn't need to be out in the world. When it's in the bedroom for WWE, I don't need to go looking for it.
Well, man, at this point, there's nothing you can do about that now. Everything is out on the internet.
Yeah,
everything. At this point, wrestlers can't keep their mouths shut about anything. You can say one thing about your family, all of a sudden, someone in the podcasting world is talking about it, and they're like, "Whoa, what the fuck?"
Yeah.
But let's continue on with this Extreme Rules shit. We go to the I Quit match, Edge versus Finn Balor. This was the longest fucking match of the night.
Yeah.
This was under half an hour, 5 minutes under 30 minutes. It was 29:55.
Jesus. You know, it started off slow, but I'm not gonna lie. Towards the end, Michael Cole made that shit seem fucking good.
Yeah.
His commentary really made it wasn't like the match was bad, but it really helped out that match. And sometimes the commentary can kill a match, and this shit helped it. When Dominic came in, look at this fucking idiot coming out. Somebody should smack him in the face. And then they do that shit. Like, seeing him be emotionally invested in the match makes you hype, and now what's happening means something. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that helped out also. I did like how Rhea Ripley was like, you taught us too well, and still smacked Beth Phoenix with the concerto.
Yep.
I thought that shit was dope. I wish they would have did that shit with Dominic. You know what I'm saying? Like, either they pull a swerve and they beat up Dominic, and they're like, oh, this is and they're gonna hurt him, and Edge is like, fuck, like, you know, he still has some love for him, and he's like, I quit, and then Dominic gets up like, we got you, asshole, and then now it's dead. You know what I'm saying? But I do appreciate Beth Phoenix because now you have a reason for Rhea Ripley to wrestle. You know, so
see, I wish Lay was here so that I could hear his opinion on this shit. Because knowing him, he would have shit on Edge. Like, oh, this match was way too fucking long. It was boring. But then it picked up at the end. But then it was just like, damn, this is how they're gonna make Edge quit with this bullshit. I'm just like, oh man, it's just storytelling. I know you're not an Edge head like I am, but fuck.
Yeah.
Yes, I will admit this match was way too fucking long, and I fucking hate that. But there's a reason for why this match needs to be long. It's the first time that we're seeing Finn Balor actually take on Edge. This was a dream match. Edge has been gone for 9 fucking years.
Yeah.
So you have like Edge at that point is making up for all the time that he's fucking lost within those 9 years. Like, yeah, I'll admit I fucking hated the last man standing match that he had with Orton because that shit was way too fucking long. 40 minutes, way too long.
Yeah.
I was just baffled because I'm like, there's no way we're gonna still keep going with this while there's no fucking crowd. I hated that. Like, I'd understand if there was a crowd there, you want to go 40 minutes, but with no crowd, you want to go 40 minutes, all because it's Mania. I don't think it needed that, not one bit. But I don't think this match needed this much time. But I'd understand why, because again, 9 years that he's been gone, he's making up for all the time that he's lost. So he's doing all these lengthy matches to tell a story. And I like the fact that, like, they fought all over the fucking arena throughout the match too, because everyone just either fights either in the ring or outside of the ring. Like, nowhere going outside of the barricades. That's it. Maybe sometimes to the stage or two, but going not like all over the arena, but going towards the crowd, like up into the rafters and shit, and then coming back down. I appreciated that. And I think we needed stuff like that to be paced out in order for all the fuck shit to happen at the end. You know, when Finn Balor's about to say, here comes his fucking people. They show up, they interfere, they do what they have to do. Here comes Rey Mysterio, because at this point, when are we ever going to see a father whip his fucking son's ass in WWE?
Word.
Like, I'm just waiting. Like, that should have been the strap match. Ray versus Dom, father versus son. Father will finally whip his son's ass for betraying him.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. That would have been dope.
That should, like, and it shouldn't even be called a strap match. It should be called a whipping your fucking son's ass match.
Word.
Because I'm about to whip my boy's ass. I'm like, seriously, they should have added that on the card. But with all that shit, like, I'm so sick and tired of this whole nonsense with Ray not hitting his son. My man, he turned on you, hit him. Like, I understand that he was a child. It was okay to whip his ass as a child because he had an F on his report card. But my man, he's 21. At this point, Child Protective Services is not going to be protecting him forever. You can whip his ass, kayfabe or non-kayfabe, in a wrestling show. Just do it. I'm sick and tired of the tedious moments where it's like, you're not going to lay your hands on him, so your son has to hit you. Like, fuck off. Enough with your bullshit. Enough with your fake ass crying, because the last time I checked, this man cannot cry on cue. No. He cannot. He can't cry on cue for shit. At this point, the next time you show up, Ray, you just need to hit your son. Hit your son so that, like, just fucking do it. Do it.
And not for nothing, coming from a fucking Hispanic family, you smacked your kids. I can understand if this was like a white family doing this shit, but you know, come on, Ray. Come on, Ray. You know you got that, cocotazo
if you're
one.
Black, Hispanic, or Latino, you know the deal.
Yeah,
you turn the fucking radio up so that the neighbors won't hear, and then you whip your son and daughter's fucking ass for acting bad in school.
And where's the other shit? Ray's old school. Dominic's hanging around with people that are bad influences. Where's fucking Ray just running out there beating the shit out of these guys? Awesome, leave my son alone. You know, like, this is a little bit too light. The Ray Dominic aspect, even though Dominic can't talk without fucking laughing, but still, it's a little. I get it. That would have been awesome to have a strap match, father-son strap match, because at one point we're starting to get to that point where it's like, all right, this shit is being dragged out too much.
Can we make Dom look more like the Judgment Day instead of looking like a waiter at your local fucking diner? Like, this is embarrassing.
Damian Priest lent him some clothes. Is this how Damian Priest looked with Edge?
Why is this man coming out in a vest? I understand if it was like a suit or something gothic to fit the gimmick. Like, it's so ridiculous. Like, this is like he's the butt of the joke throughout the Judgment Day. He gets dominated by Rhea Ripley and he loves that shit. Yeah. And now he's looking like your typical fucking waiter. Yeah. He looks like Baron. He looks like Baron Corbin when he was the constable back then.
Yeah. Yeah. A bad version of him. Because at least Baron Corbin, his vest was looking pretty expensive. You know, he looked like he had some style.
Yeah, because he switched his vest. They didn't switch this shit at all. They just kept it the same. Look, I
with that poor ass excuse of an Eddie mullet.
And then the ending with Beth Phoenix showing up.
Yeah.
And then this is what I started to tell myself. Okay, Saudi Arabia, mixed tag match. Damian Priest or Rhea Ripley, or Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley taking on Edge and Beth Phoenix because of what happened at the end. You know, I get that when your significant other gets involved, that's like the ultimate. That is the ultimate white flag, because you don't want her to get hurt. But then this is wrestling. You need to realize that you can't trust anyone when they say I quit and I'll let her go.
Yeah.
They're gonna fucking whack her, and they fucking whacked her, and I'm just like, oh shit. I was like, okay. First of all, when they did that, I'm like, this is how I knew, number one, that they're putting this on hold for now because of what happened on Monday. AJ was still, throughout the entire time while Finn was in the Judgment Day, AJ was still technically filler.
Yeah.
For Finn, unless Edge was gone for the next couple of days. So Judgment Day technically had two fucking angles going on. And that's why I enjoy what Triple H has been doing with the Judgment Day. And truth be told, I found out that he really loves the Judgment Day. So now that Edge is gone, so that his wife could recuperate for a while until she's ready to make her return so that they could have their final battle, that's when Monday hits. Good Brothers show up, and I'm like, this man is still the never open weight champion. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? First of all, when Dave put that on the post that, WWE have been in talks with the Good Brothers, and I'm like, okay, weird. And I'm watching Raw, and I see AJ, go down on one knee and all this shit, and I'm like, oh fuck. From right there, like the hugging, I'm like, yeah, he's not joining the Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Something's going on. And then these fuckers show up, and I'm like, this man is the never open weight champion. And he's on Raw. This man has a match with HeDD on November 5th at some autumn show that they're doing. And he's the fucking never open weight champion. And he's on Raw. And New Japan replied with this they retweeted the same shit that WWE posted. And I'm just like, oh my God, this cannot be the case. And then now that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a 6-man tag at the Saudi show. The OC making their return for the first time in God knows how long, taking on the Judgment Days, Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio, and Damian Priest. It's just so fucking weird. Just seeing how all that just from what happened Saturday transitions to, okay, we go back to our filler angle now. Okay, let's do that. Just so they can wrap up that angle to continue the main angle going forward. I kind of like that because, one, it gives Judgment Day more stuff to do. It gives AJ some stuff to do. It gives the Good Brothers more momentum now that they're back in WWE because, again, another tag team that is capable of facing the fucking Usos and winning the belts off of them, whether if it's both of them or the Raw belts. I don't care. All I'm saying is now this will be the perfect opportunity to start utilizing your tag teams. We have a lot of factions now in WWE. Let's start using them correctly.
Word. What's going on, show?
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Finally
back.
Finally. We got Matt's over here. Give me God. Didn't they split up?
No. Tonga Loa is just injured.
Okay.
He's injured.
Okay.
It's just right now at this point, like, they're not in Bullet Club anymore. They've been going for they haven't been in Bullet Club for I think a year now.
Okay.
So right now, Tama Tonga is having a match with Jay White for the IWGP World Heavyweight title pretty soon.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So,
but I mean, that would be awesome to also see in WWE. Now, is this a forbidden door working relationship with New Japan?
From what Dave told me, and I've been trusting Dave's sources because I don't know where he gets his sources from. I believe he told me that they have signed with WWE.
So he's probably just gonna lose that title then.
What? No, I think, well, we don't know for certain what's going to be happening, but I know for a fact that maybe Triple H and New Japan owners could work out a deal where Carl Anderson could do that match, lose the belt, give his final bow, and then continue going forward with WWE and shit. Because like when Karrion Kross made his return to SmackDown, he still had some indie dates that he was committed to. And Triple H was like, now that you're back, you could still continue on with your indie dates, finish off the rest of your schedule, and be ready after Clash at the Castle because we're getting you booked with Drew.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking maybe Triple H being in charge now is, giving some guys some bit of leeway because they had other commitments and all that shit. So maybe this could be another leeway for Carl and Luke to maybe go back to Japan for one final night to give their final bow before Carl, like right after Carl loses his championship.
Yeah, kind of like Taz, where they let him go back to ECW to lose the title and get his bow. And
well, he won the belt from Mike Austin, and then he brought it to WWF.
Yeah, and then he had the match with Mike Awesome and Masato Tanaka, right?
No, he lost the belt. I think it was a triple threat match where they both pinned him, and then it was 1-on-1. Oh, I don't. You're probably right. I don't remember. So I'll give you the brownie points for that.
Yeah. I mean, I just finished like my brother watches that pay-per-view all the time. I forgot what the name was, but yeah, I just finished watching it maybe a couple weeks ago. But yeah, show we're talking about Extreme Rules show.
Nice.
Did you watch Extreme Rules?
Half of it.
Which
half they already spoke about.
All right. Do you want to chime in on anything we spoke about already? Give your opinion on anything, or you?
The maniacal laugh to me felt like somebody that was passing out. I thought the cell was good.
Liv Morgan and Ronda.
Correct.
Okay.
Like the little laugh. Like I've seen people actually get choked out like that with a smile. They don't even know they're getting choked out.
Well, I mean, it depends on which girl is choking me out. You get a smile, but that's just. You good, show?
Yeah, what happened?
Oh, you saw that, right?
You kind of glitched out a bit.
Yeah, you froze. You froze, but I didn't seem like you froze. You just like this.
Shit is fucking up again. You scared me.
Yeah, yo, dude, I thought you fell asleep because you was literally like this.
No. I see my ping is messed up.
Yeah, it went back to normal though.
Yeah. Oh, so you can see my shit too?
Yep, I see everything.
You can see everything.
Yeah, I can see your dirty ass socks.
We see everything now.
Yo, Hazel, hide your shit. He's looking at your boss.
Word.
Hey, man.
But yeah, so any other opinions on what you heard from what we said already? You want to throw anything down? Or?
Yeah, we'll give you the floor before we get to the main event because that's where we're at right now.
Yeah,
I did love the triple threat with Sheamus.
Oh, the six-man tag.
Yeah.
Because even Hazel was looking like
I'm like triple threat. I'm looking at the wiki like, what the fuck?
They had another match. My bad, but yeah, I enjoyed that. It was exactly what I needed it to be. For some reason, every match with Walter has to be, Gunther has to be fucking Abdullah the Butcher. Bring out the knives. It can't be a regular wrestling match. Because
Gunther's that type of wrestler, bro. He's a fucking gritty wrestler.
We gotta have a chop off every night. Damn.
Well, yeah.
I gotta say right now that the I Quit match, even though it was long as fuck, it told a really good story here, and it had a lot of drama going forward. This was my match of the night.
The I Quit match?
Yes.
Yeah, the ending of it, Michael Cole really did some work.
I don't care about the ending. I think there was just a lot of psychology going on between Edge and Finn. The problem is when you do an I Quit match and you have a ref holding on to the mic, sometimes you could hear these guys talking spots, and I'm like, fuck, I don't want to. Yeah. Like, ref, go away.
But like, when I mean the ending, I meant like the second half once Michael Cole turned up his commentary excitement, that match picked up for me. Because at one point, it was just a regular match. It was like, all right, this is paint by numbers. And then it got to the, all right, now everybody, the show starts.
Yeah, I am. Yo, who won that match? I didn't say that.
Finn.
Yeah, so they
Legit?
they held down Edge and they watched Rhea Ripley concerto Beth, but right before she could do it, Edge quit so she would stop, and she goes, "You taught us so well," and she concertoed Beth Phoenix.
The shit out of her anyway.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
Which was probably the second biggest shock of the night, next to what we're gonna talk about after that fucking fight pit match.
Yeah. Which, did you see the fight pit match, show?
I haven't after the second match. I didn't really see anything,
Okay.
so everything y'all gonna tell me is gonna be filling me in, and I'm gonna be reacting to it live.
All right. All right. So the fight pit match. You want to run us down on that one, Hazel?
The fight pit match was Seth Rollins taking on Matt Riddle with special guest referee UFC fighter Daniel Cormier. It was 16 minutes and 35 seconds.
Fair.
Yeah, I think that match lasted a good amount of time, and I kind of loved Daniel Cormier getting hit by Riddle, grabbing Riddle, putting it up against the cage, going, "You're here to wrestle him, not me. You're here to fight him, not me. You don't fucking touch me." And then he did the same shit to Seth. It was like, because in reality, Daniel Cormier is the champ. He's the light heavyweight and the heavyweight champ simultaneously. He's a bad motherfucker.
Not from what I saw.
Wait.
That was old, Cormier.
You talking about an MMA or a wrestling?
No. Not from what I saw when he made his official referee debut in the WWE. I mean, I don't watch UFC, but I've seen him like before you like on some paparazzi stuff with like TMZ.
Yeah.
When I saw him here, I'm like, why are you so fat?
Oh no, he says it. He likes to eat. He loves to eat.
He's fought like that.
He was never the most in shape guy. He was always a big chunky dude that could wrestle. Because he's like an Olympic. He's an Olympic level wrestler. So this guy, yo, but
it just made me laugh because I'm like, yo, this man is walking around. This man's belly is jiggling everywhere. I'm like,
always.
I think this man could have had like a fucking corset under there.
Yo,
took that shit in, son.
You know what's crazy, Hazel? There's a lot of fighters that are like that.
He's always fought like that.
And again, I'm not big on UFC.
No, yeah,
like,
I get it. Yeah,
that shit is fake as hell. Also, like, none of the fights are interesting.
Wait a minute.
Well, nowadays the UFC is basically who's popular. We'll throw them in there in the main event.
No, it's like how much money are we willing to pay you to lay the fuck down? That's how I see it. Because it's like, oh my god, this is ridiculous.
But who? Wait a minute. Who?
Boxing, I could see that.
Word. I was gonna say, who got paid to lay down in UFC to get dropped? Like
there've been fights
this is
where
real
it's
shit. Like this ain't no real little punches.
I know this shit is real, but there be moments where it's like, I came here to see a fight, not a fight that just lasts one fucking round. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, don't knock them out so quickly.
It's moments like that. Yeah, because it's moments like that where I start telling myself, all right, how much did they pay that guy just to lay down real quick? How much? Just how much? Because my man, I give UFC fighters a lot of credibility. Like they put their fucking heads and their fucking health on the fucking line because they're hitting each other for real.
Yeah.
But it's also like, were you willing to get paid like an extra $100,000 to lay down within the first round? That was so bizarre. I came here to watch a fight, not something that could last 20 seconds in the bedroom like Goldberg matches.
There are some fights that are like, what's going on here? You know what I'm saying? Like this ain't like when Cowboy Donald Cerrone lost to Conor McGregor. I was on some wait a minute. That's not Donald Cerrone.
You start scratching your head on shit like that because it's like, really? On the first round? What? No. I'm not buying that. Not one bit.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
So you don't think that was the real Alvarez either?
I don't know. Again, I don't watch UFC like some other guys do.
No, I mean, told, because
What
I
you
know
talking
you
about?
told me when he fought Alvarez that he knocked him out. Or even Aldo.
Well,
You thought that was fake?
no, I didn't think that was fake. The thing with fighting, we all most people are familiar with. 90% of the fight happens outside of the cage, and McGregor won that fight from Aldo way before that fight started because he already got in Aldo's head. So that 5-second punch, I knew for a fact Aldo was not laying down for nobody, and you know this because he never got another shot.
Nope.
That was
He
one of
would've
those.
killed him.
That was one. You know that motherfucker that when you play a game or when somebody does some shit to you and they run away and you can't get your get back. That was McGregor. He knocked out Jose Aldo and said, "No, I'm out. I'm gonna go to another division. We're not doing this rematch shit."
One lucky Street Fighter game when you beat your big brother by mistake.
Yep. And you turn off the system and run out.
My nigga, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
Yo, nah, we playing again. Nah, we good.
You
Mama!
unplug the system, turn off the TV, it's time to go to sleep. It's 5 in the afternoon, it's time to go to sleep.
Mama, he don't want to go to in school. He don't want to go to bed. Fuck out of here, nigga. And then while you in bed sleeping, I bust your ass, nigga.
Word, that's what it was. The fight pit match.
Back to this match. Go ahead.
My bad.
So finish.
My bad.
No, yeah. All right. So everyone knows I'm not a big fan of Riddle, and that's mostly because I don't like the way they shove people down. Like he's always in the main. It doesn't fit me right, and I don't like the stoner shit, the fake RVD shit. But that match with Rollins.
What do you mean?
I enjoyed.
Seth Rollins came out as RVD.
No, I mean just his he's always high. You know, trying to be the
what's wrong
surfer.
with that?
No, trying to be the surfer dude and all that other shit. It's like, it's not my cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? But the match he had with Rollins, I think that was a good fucking match. I think it was a good. I can't even say I didn't like the ending, but I didn't like the fact that Seth Rollins became the United States Championship off of that shit. What's going on, Joseph? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how Seth Rollins lost that match and then got a United States title shot the next day, but I thought it was a good match. I don't know where it's bringing Riddle, but I thought it was a good match.
During the time when NXT was actually relevant and was actually competitive, I was never doing the NXT recaps or the live shows and shit. My other crew did that shit. The Banter Club boys, they always did that stuff along with Dynamite.
Yeah.
So they got to experience the fight pit match twice. I wasn't watching NXT at the time because I was more focused on either AEW or I had to deal with marital issues. So this was the first time that I'm actually, watching this shit live, debuting on the main roster, which again, bravo, Paul Levesque. You did something original here. You brought something from developmental into the main roster that is, pretty exciting for the fans to see, but also to end a fucking blood feud.
Yeah.
Because honestly, this was, and I understand completely why this match had to be the main event, because this was the biggest feud that they've been building on for a hot minute now. I think this has been going on since like fucking SummerSlam, I believe.
Before SummerSlam, because they didn't get actually a chance to fight SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Their first match, I think, together was supposed to be SummerSlam.
Yeah, and then they had the match at Clash at the Castle. So, yeah, they had their little build there, and, they were continuing that build. And then that build got, pretty work shooty, bringing up families.
Yeah.
Seth's baby, bringing up the fact that, Riddle can't see his kids. And I'm like, okay, this is interesting. I want more of this. And then they kept giving us more and more and more. And I'm like, okay, how low can you go at this point? You're bringing up the fact that this man's like still in court fighting to get custody of his children. what the fuck, Seth? This is basically shit that should be said on Twitter, not on
Yeah.
fucking live TV.
Yeah.
Okay. But then again, like we talked about, Joe, shit like that adds just way more toxicity onto the fucking internet. It just gets spread like wildfire, and then people start retweeting and retweeting and retweeting, and then to the point where now it doesn't even get worky anymore. It just gets shooty. I'm gonna fight you backstage now before we even do things in the ring.
And it also didn't help that right after Rollins said that shit, it's like, oh, where's your wife? Oh, she left your bitch ass. His ex-wife started those tweets and all the gay shit that they said, you know, she said that he did and all that other stuff on Twitter too.
Yeah.
Because that shoot got real when she started talking.
First of all, so throughout the match, other than the fact that I was so distracted by the fatness of Daniel Cormier, I really liked the concept of what they did here. They got rid of the ring ropes. They had a little ledge on the cage for guys to fight at and shit.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that it was basically MMA style rules. You could only win via submission, or you cannot get up, or you can't get up from the count of 10, which I really enjoyed. I liked all the spots that they did at the top. You know, Seth Rollins doing the buckle bomb onto Riddle on the cage. That was scary because, you know, like sooner or later, those things could have broke and Matt Riddle could have fallen off the fucking cage.
Yep.
The RKO on there. And then, you know, Riddle doing the floating bro off the top of that ledge. That shit was insane. For him to actually finish the match holding on to a triangle choke while Seth Rollins was trying to fight it off, that was perfect. I like the little tidbit altercation that these two men had with Cormier. Like, yeah, I saw that Riddle clocked Cormier with his elbow and shit, and he took a shot at that. I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm guessing Cormier about to swing at somebody now.
Yeah.
But no, he played it cool. He called it right down the middle. I'm like, okay. My first thing was, where's Brock? I'm waiting on Brock now, right? Because the match is over. I'm waiting for Brock. But then I'm realizing, oh, shit, there was supposed to be something else coming also. And once you see Cormier and Riddle standing in front of the stage, you see the graphic for Extreme Rules, the end credits play up. All of a sudden, it just became NXT again. Lights go out. Whole world in his hands. You see fucking Huskus the Pig Boy.
What up, Lay?
You see fucking Mercy the Buzzard. You see Rambling Rabbit. You see Sister Abigail. You see Michael Cole running away for dear life because of the burnt Fiend mask.
Yep.
Then you see the Fiend. Lights go out again. There's a fucking door. The door opens. Lights outside the door. That was an homage to Brody Lee making his AEW debut, which I thought was fucking cool.
Yep.
Lights go out again. Weird shit starts happening. All of a sudden, there's the lantern. He's walking through the door. The man has a new mask. We don't know what that mask represents. But the crowd just wouldn't shut the fuck up.
Word.
Like, even when me and my guys were reacting to this, I was marking out hard. Like, I was freaking out. I was having goosebumps. I had chills because all this shit was happening. I'm like, holy fucking crap. This, like, the puppets were coming to life. We see the Firefly Funhouse just covered in dust and cobwebs and shit. All the puppets are dead because they basically come to life in human form. And then there's Bray Wyatt unmasking himself. And that's when he says the words, "I'm here." Turns off his lantern. The upside down Firefly shows up. Everyone marks the fuck out. Show's over.
How was the pop?
Yo, Deafening, bro.
The crowd didn't shut the fuck up. Everybody was trying to hear what Bray Wyatt was trying to say.
From the time the lights turned off to when the camera stopped rolling, the crowd was cheering.
Damn.
And like they were actually chanting "Holy shit!" and it was not censored. And I'm like, okay, they got away with that.
Yeah, that's something you gotta watch. So if you ain't see it, that's definitely something. That was a beautiful debut, and you know it was.
Crazy.
They said it was good that he didn't attack anybody. He just came back because I thought he was gonna attack Riddle, Rollins, because Rollins was still in the ring when the lights turned off.
Sister Abigail, I would have loved it.
But you know, Rollins would have rolled under the ring immediately.
Yeah,
the minute the lights went out. That was my theory also. So I thought for a second that like, okay, now we know what Riddle's next feud is going to be. It's going to be Bray Wyatt, because since Orton's not in the picture, he can go after Riddle as revenge for Orton for burning him and beating him at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But no, he's going to be SmackDown exclusive.
Yeah, and that's weird to me. Like, I understand him going after Roman Reigns, but I don't understand him going after Roman Reigns, because that's gonna kill Roman Reigns or the Fiend or Bray Wyatt.
I don't even think that he's gonna be going after Roman. We don't even know what he's gonna be doing on SmackDown. We don't even know if Roman's gonna be there.
Yeah, that's true. But based off of like his MO as the Fiend, he always went off for somebody he had history with. You know, so like, but him coming back as Bray Wyatt, now what? You have Legado del Fantasma there now, and then Hit Row. Like, where does he fit in on SmackDown? Because on Raw, I feel like it's a better fit because it's 3 hours. You know, like, unless I can't write his story right now because it's not complete. Because we don't know if those other guys are a faction that he bring over, or if they were just there for one person.
Well, we don't know. For the time being, when we watch SmackDown tomorrow, at this point, Bray Wyatt doesn't have to attack anyone. All he has to do is just show up and talk.
Yeah.
All he has to do right now at this point is build his character and build his motive. From the time when, I don't know, not even after. It will probably be after Survivor Series, because I know he's not going to be doing nothing there either. They're going to be building up the character so much that people are going to want to pay tickets just to see Bray Wyatt there talking or having one of his monsters show up and do something. Not just wrestle, interact with, anyone that's in the ring with Bray and all that shit, just to make it feel spooky, suspenseful, and all that other shit.
Yeah.
You could have Bray officially come back and wrestle at, like, I don't know, whatever pay-per-view you're going to do in December, which will probably be either TLC or something else. That would be the perfect time to start having, the monsters and Bray feel like a legit powerhouse. It doesn't have to be in the main event spot. It could just be a mid-carder for the time being that, is willing to lay down for Bray.
I can see that. But
for the time being, he doesn't have to wrestle. All he has to do is just show up, whether if it's Firefly Funhouse stuff or whatever the fuck he's going to be doing tomorrow.
Yeah, because he could talk without having to even step in the ring. So
yeah.
Lay said Cross. You want to see Bray versus Cross? I think
you're gonna kill Cross.
I think if Cross would have beat Drew McIntyre clean and definitively, that would have been something that I would have been interested in. But like Show said, you're gonna kill Cross. Now, if Cross joins them, that's something else.
Ooh.
Give it to somebody that we know could make Bray look good, but also Bray can make this person look good too, going into like the near future. I would say, I don't know. Let's start off with Ricochet.
I didn't want to say Ricochet because I feel like we're just gonna feed Ricochet to everybody, but Ricochet is the go-to guy. They fed him to Gunther, so he is the guy that if you need somebody to throw in there, throw in the colognes.
I mean, what the hell do you want to see? Bray Wyatt versus Dolph Ziggler? I'm like, no. I mean, not that everyone is tired of Ziggler, but it's like, you know,
Ziggler's worth more.
What would be the motive there? They've never wrestled each other before.
Yeah.
Just like the same with Ricochet and Bray, except, you know, Ricochet could fucking lay down for Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
Bray Wyatt to defeat Brock Lesnar. I said it.
What?
Well, Brock Lesnar's having a feud with Bobby Lashley. Wyatt versus Dragon.
Who? Ricky the Dragon Steamboat?
Wait, Dragon off?
Wait a minute.
Is he on?
Dragon?
NXT Dragon off.
Dragon?
I think he's talking about Dragon off.
Wait, no.
Oh,
From
Dragon
NXT,
off?
yeah.
Wait,
Okay,
Khaleesi and the two dragons?
I mean,
no.
You're gonna put that would be. You would have to put Dragon off on TV first, on SmackDown first.
You'd have to put him on TV first, and I don't think that would be a perfect fit either. It has to be someone. It has to be someone that could most likely, you know, have a good match with Bray. Not even though the story might be hokey, you know, it could still look good for the opponent too. I say Ricochet because he could do all the high flying shit, but he could also, you know, pull off the suspense like, oh shit, like Bray will get up instantly after he does like some sort of high flying move, and he'll get up. Ricochet will react to that shit quickly, and he'll get scared.
Yeah.
Now he's realizing he's dealing with some sort of like intricate force. I would have said LA Knight, but no, like that guy has so much potential. We don't want to destroy that.
Yeah. You know, you could, you know, not for nothing, and this may seem a little weird, but thinking out of the box, you could have him go after the New Day.
Yeah, but in order to do that, you would have to have Big E come back, and we don't know when he's gonna make his return.
He's looking great. He's looking great.
I'm hoping it's by WrestleMania. You know, like a Royal Rumble. I want my pie in the sky theory. If we're not getting Roman Reigns versus The Rock, is Big E wins the title from Roman Reigns at WrestleMania.
Well, let's hope, because Cody's on his way back pretty soon. That would probably be the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's another one. I say Drew McIntyre versus Bray.
Again?
Drew could take the loss.
It wouldn't be again.
Haven't they fought before?
No.
Oh.
No, they haven't fought before, but at least he could.
You know,
Drew could be a good powerhouse for the Fiend, like a really good opponent. Also, Drew carries around a sword. Bray Wyatt could bring his mallet.
I don't think Drew is good to build people on. Like, I think it would be Randy Orton all over again.
Yeah, but he doesn't have to win the match. He can just put people over.
No, but it's not even about winning the match. It's this motherfucker doesn't sell. It's like Bray Wyatt's supposed to be this fucking supernatural guy, and we're gonna watch a match where Drew McIntyre is the fucking supernatural guy. It's like, how many times have we seen Drew McIntyre get fucked up and then still come out of nowhere and beat up 5 people? It's like, bro, you're not Jet Li in a fucking movie. Like, this has to be some kind of believable. Not once did I believe Karrion Kross could beat Drew McIntyre. There's not many people that I can see beat Drew McIntyre, especially after he beat fucking Brock Lesnar in 3 minutes.
He did? Who what?
In WrestleMania during the pandemic.
How about that? Bray versus Brock no, not Brock. Bray versus Goldberg. He could get his win back from Goldberg.
There you go. That's what we need. I'm happy that you admitted it. We need Goldberg.
That is the problem.
I'm not saying that we need him, but we need him to come back and finally, lose to Bray Wyatt after that stupid debacle at the fucking Saudi show.
Listen, I can see Goldberg. It may not be the best match you watch, but I can see Goldberg laying down for Bray.
We were hoping that would happen at the fucking last show.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Yes, but you know, the rematch, I could see, because listen,
Goldberg.
if Goldberg were to fight Bray right now and go over, that would kill Bray Wyatt.
Oh, he'll kill Goldberg.
Okay, one more.
You can't kill Goldberg.
Yeah, I'm gonna
saying
answer your question.
No, I'm saying Goldberg doesn't fucking die. Like he hasn't won a match since like 2019 or some shit. You can't kill a legend. Like you could kill Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt needs to build momentum. He's already riding high. Any little bump in the road is gonna Liv Morgan him.
Liv Morgan. One little thing, one little tap out.
Yeah. Once we finish this subject, Ashley, he'll answer your question about the New Day.
Yeah, I saw that.
All right, so how about Bray versus Cody?
Ooh,
that's something I can see.
But Cody's gonna have to give up his whole shit up.
I mean, he's gonna have to. I mean, well, here's the thing: when Cody comes back, we don't know for certain where he's gonna be. He can go to fucking SmackDown or he can go to Raw. At this point, Raw is already at its full capacity with its people. So I don't know if Cody's gonna be exclusive to Raw or something else. The only reason why I say Cody is because they faced each other once as like when he was Bray Wyatt, but there was no story there. Now there is because Cody's on a quest to become the WWE champion. And Bray wants to do everything in his power. Not for him to become the champion. He wants to do everything in his power to stop Cody from becoming the champion.
No, yeah.
Builds up from there.
Anyone
plays mind games with Cody. You have one of the fucking monsters go in Cody's house and, probably choke Brandy out and they kidnap his daughter and shit. Get the storyline raving with ratings and shit. Make it TV 14 if you want to do all that shit.
Yeah. See, here's the problem. Like, the reason why that's cool is because Cody, one, stays the fuck away from the world title. And two, this is the biggest problem that we have with The Fiend. This is the SmackDown roster. There is no one here but Drew McIntyre. Maybe Gunther? But
maybe.
You put him in there with Jinder Mahal.
No, Jinder Mahal would be the type of person to win a match from some local jobber, and then that's when Bray Wyatt shows up and just whips his ass and tosses him out. He gets overshadowed by Bray Wyatt.
Why is Vince McMahon on the SmackDown roster?
What? You're supposed to be gone from the company.
It was me.
Yeah. Yo, what if Sister Abigail is fucking Raquel Rodriguez?
Oh shit.
No, she's not tall. Like Sister Abigail was short.
She could slouch down.
Everyone was saying, "Oh, what if the White Rabbit was carrying cross?" That man is tall. I saw the photos. Yeah. Everyone looks the same height.
Yeah, this is the like Walter versus Bray.
The Mysterio?
Bray Wyatt. That seems pretty cool. And if you're gonna jump right into that, all right. But is it Bray Wyatt? Is it the new supernatural shit? You gonna get Bray Wyatt the Intercontinental title? Because I don't see Bray Wyatt losing his first feud. Even though The Fiend kind of lost to everybody. But was you gonna put him up against the Viking Raiders?
Veer's coming, baby.
With what's his name? With Sarah Logan?
I don't know. Maybe at this point, Veer is back in NXT.
Yeah, the Raiders can join. What? I don't know, man. I like our prediction with Gigi about Bo Dallas.
No, Bo Dallas is all right. So let's do this right now. Who do you guys think are in the fucking costumes?
I hope it's not Grayson Waller because they're talking about Grayson Waller. I don't want no fucking basketball player, boxer, fucking DJ cocksucker that doesn't know who he is.
So over.
I don't know who the fuck he wants to be based off his attire. I don't know if he's a social media star or if he's a
That's the
basketball
whole point.
player
He was supposed
or
he's
a
supposed
boxer.
to be a guy that
He's
a guy that gets views. He's a viral guy.
But he seems like if he listened to Cat Williams talk about Atlanta, where he had shorts, Timberlands, a raincoat, an umbrella, and a hoodie because he didn't know what the fuck was happening. That's his ring gear. He's player one, generic mode. There you go. Like Lisa, like I don't want to see that fucking guy up there. Not with Bray. You give us Bo Dallas and throw anyone else in there. Fuck it. Get the Singh brothers.
No, they're gone. They're fucking gone. They left during the Thunderdome era. Like they were released.
Yeah.
My theory is this. Huskus the Pig Boy is Joe Gacy from NXT.
The dude that looks like he's a preacher, like if he's trying to be Jim Jones from.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's basically the dark version of religious Mormons and shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Grayson Waller is Mercy the Buzzard. It is him. It is fucking him. What? The Fiend, this is a wild one that I'm pulling out of my ass here, but The Fiend has to be Bo Dallas. It has to be Bo.
Yeah.
For Sister Abigail, I don't know for certain if it is Liv Morgan. It could be someone from NXT that not anyone is like knowing is like putting together. But there's also that theory where Liv Morgan and Seth Rollins blacked out their Twitter pages. So that could be a tease of one of those two being in the faction.
Wait, Liv Morgan and Seth Rollins did that?
Yes.
Oh,
It was like after Extreme Rules, they blacked out their Twitter pages. I'm going with the White Rabbit being Tommaso Ciampa. What? Or if I want to be very, very surprising to everyone, I want to say Dominic Dijakovic or T-Bar from fucking Retribution and shit.
They said they did that for Sarah Lee, for the passing of Sarah Lee. But I'm not them blacking out the Twitters.
No, Bailey had her blue wristband, and that said Sarah's name on it. I think that's what he was talking about. That was during the ladder match.
Yeah. But Dijakovic.
Yeah, Dijakovic to be the White Rabbit.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's really it, honestly. Yeah, Joe Gacy, Grayson Waller, Bo Dallas. Well, again, I don't know if Liv Morgan's going to be Sister Abigail.
Would you put Alexa Bliss back in there?
I would put but not as Sister Abigail as what she was when Bray Wyatt was doing the Firefly Funhouse. That's where Lily gets involved. But that would have to be for Bo Dallas if he's going to be the Fiend, that he brings Alexa Bliss back into the family. That's why they're trying to call it like the Wyatt Six, like the Sinister Six from Spider-Man and shit.
Yeah.
Bray Wyatt likes horror movies and he's into Marvel Comics, which I knew that the faction was probably going to be that. So I don't know for certain who could be Sister Abigail. Again, it could be someone that we're not thinking of from NXT.
It could be Candice LeRae. Because you have Dexter Lumis there also with Gargano and LeRae. You could have the way with Wyatt,
That too, but I mean, I'm gonna go in my gut here and just say it could be. It's probably gonna be someone that they're bringing in from NXT,
and
it's someone that we're not thinking of.
Cora Jade, she turned vicious.
I don't even want to think that it's her because she's nowhere near ready for TV. She still needs more work. Hopefully, after her match at Halloween Havoc, it could prove that maybe she could still take some more time in NXT before they bring her up.
Yeah. What about Gigi? Gigi Darling.
No.
You don't want to bring up Toxic Attraction?
No, yeah, I don't want to break them up because it's gonna come down to the point where after Bayley wins the Raw Women's Championship, that's when Mandy will lose her championship at Halloween Havoc, because that's when they're coming in. Yeah. But we don't know for certain if they're gonna be on Raw or SmackDown. But we know we could have something planned for Survivor Series War Games, or we could have Damage Control versus Toxic Attraction inside War Games.
Yeah. That'd be dope. I mean, any one of these guys that we're picking would work. They just better not fucking be treated like patsies. That's the one thing about Retribution. Retribution was supposed to be like the second coming of the fucking Nexus, and that shit was like, psych. Here goes all the people that you wanted from NXT up, and we're gonna give them Laser Blazer. They're gonna be the dodgeball champions from the fucking average Joes.
That was one of the reasons why they got ruined. The reason why they ruined the faction was because these were guys that wanted to take down the system, that wanted to shut down the system within WWE and shit. And the minute the second that you made the announcement that you gave Retribution WWE contracts, what was their whole purpose worth then for having them sign with the company, for them to work with you when they were trying to work against you? Yeah.
You want to answer this question from Lay? Who fucked up the Nexus?
John Cena. Because he actually made the last minute call to change that whole shit. For him to be the hero of it all.
Yep.
DDT on the concrete. No sell. Fucking eliminates Justin Gabriel and Wade Barrett in under 2 minutes for him to win. I was so fucking pissed because everyone was waiting for the Nexus to actually take over and actually do this invasion really good.
Yeah.
And what did Cena do? He went in there and squashed it. Because he thought that Team WWE needed to be the heroes in this scenario. You could have waited another 3 months to do this shit.
Yep.
You had to do it now. You had to ruin the potential of 7 rookie superstars who wanted to make a huge name, who made the biggest debut of all, who shocked everyone, beating up not just the wrestlers, not just Punk, not just Ryback, not just Cena. They were, not just the Straight Edge Society and Cena. They were beating up announcers. They were beating up the commentators. They were beating up the cameramen.
Yep.
They were beating up everybody.
It was like the Nexus is gonna win, and John Cena said,
So what you saying?
yeah. Meanwhile, Edge and Jericho told him not to.
I paid hard-earned money. I was so hyped for this match. I had a Nexus shirt and everything. I was ready to go. All of a sudden, Cena gets DDT'd on the concrete. He no-sells it. He FUs fucking Justin Gabriel, eliminates him. Right after that, gets right up, puts fucking Wade Barrett in the STF, and he taps out. I was just...
Yeah. And that was the biggest fall ever. They couldn't do nothing. They couldn't even do nothing when they changed to the core. Nothing.
It wasn't even when they changed. There was no saving them after that match. And everyone was like, at that point, everyone at that point was really starting to hate. This was 2010. Everyone was really hating Cena. And everyone was really getting to the point where like, yo, we're really sick of this shit. You got to do something. And Cena was winning all the fucking big matches. And I'm like, why? The story cannot end with just, lol, Cena wins. Like, what the fuck?
Word. Actually, show's still here. He's eating. He just turned off his camera. But no, yeah. Show, you wanna give Ashley her answer before we call it a night?
Yeah. To be honest with you, Ashley, my favorite part of the New Day is the comedic aspect. It remind me of me. The comedy, I get the comedy. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm crazy myself. But I like that they incorporate the way they are. I could tell that they are just like that in real life. Like they do many of the crazy things in the ring that they would do outside the ring. Like I'm pretty sure Woods is the same way when he does his little gaming. I haven't seen him stream, but it's awesome to see people be themselves. That's what people gravitate towards, not the fake people that you try to pump out. Give me somebody natural. That's when Roman became Roman, when he became himself.
Yeah.
I'll keep it a buck with everyone about the New Day with me. Like, first of all, it was kind of shocking to see Kofi be a heel because he was always a babyface, and it always was like, this is one of the guys right next to Rey Mysterio that's never gonna turn heel in WWE, or probably next to Cena, you know. But the minute they took their break and they became the New Day, and when I found out that they were heels, I'm like, what? Kofi a heel? That's not gonna work. But then at first it was like, when I saw the New Day gimmick, when I saw the vignettes, I'm like, I thought we were getting what everyone was expecting. I thought we were gonna get like the Nation of Domination. Where did all this Tyler Perry shit come from?
Yeah, I remember that.
So after a while, maybe it took me a year to finally start, respecting these guys. And I think it all started with the Bootios. I think it all started with the fucking cereal.
Yeah.
And then they were tag team champions while they were heels. But then, while they were baby faces, they were loved everywhere. And it was like a New Day everywhere. New Day this, New Day that. Oh my God. Do you see these guys, talking about like innuendo, like inside jokes that, we adults would know that the kids won't understand?
Yep.
Like, do you not see the unicorn horns that weren't on their head? Do you not get the joke? Like, and then came the whole thing where they won the tag belts and they broke the demolition record, making them not only the longest reigning WWE tag team champions of all time, but the longest reigning African American WWE tag champs. Once they lost it, I'm like, okay, so that's over, right? It's over. They're not going to win the tag belts again. And they kept winning another and another and another and another. And it's like, yo, they're tag team champion. Like Kofi has the most tag team reigns out of all of them.
Yep.
Because he's won titles with Punk, Evan Bourne, I think R-Truth. I don't remember. But
I think so. Yeah.
But holy shit. When your whole tag division is just relying on one fucking tag team, you lost the whole entire tag division because you have nobody. You have nobody, not to just win the belts off of them, but nobody, nobody that has nobody contender enough to face the New Day.
Yep.
Because it just feels like the same old shit. Just like the same thing with the heavyweight division. You're only relying on one person. The same thing with the women's division. I say the same thing. It's always been an inside joke. Charlotte may be gone for now, but the minute she comes back, everybody is fucking irrelevant. It's now back to Charlotte again because that's what the division is all about. Charlotte fucking Flair.
Yep.
Okay? And that's the one thing I despise the most. You have all these great wrestlers, great talents in different divisions, and you're only relying on one guy, one team, one female, and one nobody just to hold on to a mid-card title for someone to, just for them to lose it to someone else.
Yeah. We do not need Randy Orton to come back. But yeah, to me, like my favorite thing about when the New Day did their run was that Hell in a Cell tag team match with the Usos. You put the New Day and the Usos together, my favorite match of the night. Even though we got it 7,000 times, but that's me with the with the New Day. I just love their personalities.
Yeah, and that's the same with me also. Like the same thing every time I see the Usos in a New Day. Like, yo, I've seen this match 100 fucking times. I know it's gonna be great, but do we really need to see it again, my nigga?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
How many times are you gonna keep pulling out greatest hits albums between these two tag teams?
Yeah.
Like I think within a 3-year span, they faced each other 12 fucking times.
Yep.
Or at least more than that.
Yep. And then it started becoming the Usos and the Street Profits.
Yeah, that too. And it was just like, even like after pay-per-views, they're still facing each other on Raw. I'm like, what the fuck? I thought this was over. Let's move on. Let's go somewhere else, please.
And that was one of the benefits back in the day, like in the early 90s, where some pay-per-views you would see the Orient Express and the fucking the Rockers face each other every pay-per-view. But you didn't see them wrestle each other every Saturday night or every Monday night. There was like, the pay-per-view was once every 2 months, if that, and they barely wrestled on TV. So you just see this match and it's like, all right, this is a good match. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's why you watch it now. You see wrestling 7 days a week, and they're wrestling 3 out of the 4 days a week. It's like, all right, bro, for 4 months we've been watching this fucking match. Is there another tag team out there? We're getting the same meal every day. Yo, how's the chicken at this place? You know what I'm saying?
Even people that go to house shows will be saying like, yo, I saw this match last night. We dead ass getting this shit again, son. Like, why?
Yeah.
Like, I understand that there's a bunch of other tag teams there that don't feel like they're worthy enough to face against these people, but holy fucking shit, can we fucking use them?
Right? Yeah.
Can we use them for something? Like, can we not have them just show up thinking that they're gonna work, knowing that they're not, just to sit in catering prison, not be on your phone and watch the show just for you to get paid?
Yep.
It's fucked up. It's fucked up. That's why I say now that with Triple H in charge of creative talent, behind the scenes stuff, all that shit. Now that he's in charge of all of that, from what we've seen within the past 2.5 months of him running the company, since Vince McMahon can't keep it in his pants with fucking his own employees. Disgusting. Like, I wanted to get your thoughts on that shit. Fuck. Look, since Paul has been running things, and yes, I call the man Paul now, since he's now running shit and not wrestling, not because he has a pacemaker.
Yeah.
He has been boosting up the ratings for Raw and SmackDown. He has his buddy running fucking NXT. He has his best friends working with him backstage, behind the scenes, and all that stuff. That's why I may say, Brett may have been right about the Montreal screw job, but you want to know who wins overall? The fucking Clique.
Yeah.
Because they're running the company now.
Yep.
They're running the fucking company. So there's no going back from that. And I have enjoyed everything that Hunter has done, from the White Rabbit skits to, everything on SmackDown, to pushing guys that are worthy, that were, not worth Vince's time, actually making mid-card titles feel important, giving them, promo packages, background, like story backgrounds for new people who are trying to get into the wrestling product, who never watched wrestling in their life.
Yeah.
And they're doing this for the new fans. And I like that. My biggest issue, fire Kevin Dunn. I'm done with the fucking nauseating camera cuts and all this bullshit.
Oh,
It makes me want to vomit.
Oh, yeah. You know how much shit we missed during that 6-man tag match?
And get rid of Bruce Pritchard, too. Get rid of Bruce Pritchard, too, because last time I checked, this is supposed to be a sports-based product. I'm not here to get horny. I'm not here to watch female wrestlers that look hot and get horny off of this shit. Get rid of his ass. He brings nothing to the table. At this point, he's already old enough to even stop doing creative stuff.
Yeah.
He's done. He's just been hiring all these, like, random women for NXT, and it's just like they just show more sex appeal. And it's like, if this was me, I'm not here to hire you because of how you look. I'm not gonna hire you because of, you know, how toxic you are on the internet. I'm not here to hire people who are sensitive or offensive or pretty. I'm here to hire talent that could put on a good show in that ring and make me money.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true because, you know, if you want to get away from that stigma that, you know, the Divas era and the bra and panties and all other shit, we need talent.
Yes. Like, yeah, women can look pretty. Women can look hot. But I'm not trying to have them go out there looking all fucking, like, looking like your fucking OnlyFans subscriber and shit.
No,
I'm trying to have them go out there looking like badasses.
Yeah, be like wrestlers.
Yes.
What's going on, Show?
OnlyFans.
Yeah.
No. I was laughing at the OnlyFans.
No, but it's true though. You know, like, yeah, women are naturally gonna be beautiful to us, but we also want to see. We want to see wrestling. You know, just like how you could sit there and admire Batista had a fucking phenomenal body, you know, because he worked out. But if he couldn't wrestle, guess what the fuck we would have said? Get him the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah, but so final thoughts. What you final thoughts on Monday Dynamite, Extreme Moves, whatever you want to say.
What?
We'll give it to you, Hazel.
Look, man, Raw was Raw, and I enjoyed it. They didn't do so much of the nostalgia. They saved all that for the end and focused more on everyone that needed to participate on the show, and that was really more important. 25 years or not, you gave everyone you gave everyone who participated their moment, and you saved all that nostalgia for the end. Good shit. NXT as always. AEW, what the fuck are you doing? Tony Khan, stop doing coke. You are making MJF look so confusing and convoluted right now. It's like a fucking video game walkthrough that I have to process. Why is this guy being a tweener? He's supposed to be the heel. Make up your fucking mind, man. Get off the drugs. Do the drugs. I just think, like, maybe sometimes when I watch wrestling, I watch it to escape a few things, but sometimes it feels like maybe I'm trying to escape too much into this, and I need to step away from it sometimes.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's all I have. I don't have anything else to watch on my TV.
No,
am I gonna watch Supermarket Sweep on fucking repeat every time?
No, I get it. I get it. AEW wrestling is the best.
As long as, you know, it's 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock or whatever the fuck, and wrestling is on, I sit there and enjoy it because it's really the best thing that's on right now. Like, come on. Yeah. You know, wrestling is still hot even to this day, no matter, you know, all the news and all that dirt sheet nonsense. AEW will still be at the top of its game also, no matter how much crazy shit they do inside the ring and outside the ring. Because apparently there's more backstage stuff than in-ring competition.
Yeah.
Cannibalism. There's more cannibalism in wrestling now.
According to Dexter Loomis, I'm pretty sure he's going to eat the Miz one day. And I know the Lay is always here for that. Anything that happens to the Miz, Lay's for.
I just want that man to be, like, murdered by him already. Like, this is just ridiculous.
It's getting to the...
That match could have been on Extreme Rules. That could have been on the kickoff show.
Yeah. But, I'm in my... I know I said this a couple weeks ago, but I'm like, is my man sexually assaulting the Miz? Like, what's going on here? Every day he's gonna just not, like, choke him out? Like...
Yeah, did you ever get to see the Dahmer series on Netflix?
Yes, I saw it.
My man, every time he strokes Miz's hair, it's like, please don't go.
Yeah.
Don't go.
Yeah.
Don't go away.
We're gonna see Mrs. Skeleton bleached in a room like 2 years from now. Like, holy shit, bro. But yeah, Yeah, I get that feeling too. I get that feeling a lot.
I mean, I know Dexter Loomis is not Jeffrey Dahmer. He's not a cannibal. His way of being a sociopathic serial killer is murdering you with his artwork.
Yeah, right. I just want to know what's going on now. Like, it's getting to the point where it's like, why is he doing this? I don't know. And he's gonna do this for the rest of his life? Because for that, it's like, well, we kind of really don't need you to fill up these 30 seconds of Raw.
You know, it's funny. You should have brought this up because you watch Raw live on this shit. It's funny how this whole shit transitioned from AJ Styles to the fucking Miz.
Yes, it did. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that was a 180 from out of nowhere.
That's true.
Like,
that is true. Because, not for nothing, I would have never bought AJ Styles getting his ass kicked every day by Dexter Loomis and not fighting back. The Miz, I can see him getting scared.
I would have never found that believable.
Yeah. AJ would have been on some one time you got the drop on him, and then after that, he's coming for you. There's no bitch in AJ Styles. Sorry, he beat up John Cena.
There have been multiple times where, we would think Miz would have Dexter Loomis's number, with the security and all this other shit. But no, it's like, this man just has the upper hand.
Yeah.
And if you're a creepy serial killer and shit, why is the teleportation rule effective for Dexter Loomis? You're a normal human being.
Yeah.
Why are you teleporting from place to place?
And that's true. That's true. He might be part magician. We don't know. He got a sling blade or something. He got the sling ring from Doctor Strange.
Unless he's part of the Wide Six.
Yo,
I don't know.
So they have a beat up John Cena shirt? They should. I remember when they said it, they should.
Oh yeah, that was the hashtag of 2016. Hashtag beat up John Cena.
Yep, when the club was there the first time. But yeah, Extreme Rules was good for what it was. The pay-per-views, the premium live events are getting better under H. You're starting to see a little bit of story, but like I said earlier, they just replaced Vince's people for H's people. I want to know where Cedric Alexander is. There's talks that they're trying out R-Truth and Shelton Benjamin as a tag team.
I saw that. I don't watch Main Event, but I've seen video footage from someone apparently they were cutting a promo. I don't know if R-Truth was trying to make the guy dance or something, but I don't know where the fuck they're going with that.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't get it, but listen, anything is possible.
Frankly, I thought Shelton Benjamin was fucking injured.
Yeah. Shelton Benjamin should have been one of those fucking wrestlers that got at least a title shot. Maybe he doesn't win the title, but at least be in that bracket once. He's a veteran. He's good enough to be there. Why are they on Saturday though? What, the pay-per-views? I don't, because AEW was on it. I have no idea.
Oh, that's why you said Saturday. Saturday night's main event.
Oh.
Uh-oh. I'm thinking that stupid main event show that nobody watches or talks about. That's like right after Raw, and I'm like, they don't do main event on Saturdays, because then Raw would never be live. That shit is taped.
Wait, there's a Saturday night main event?
I think so.
Oh,
if that's where Amy's going to, that's probably what it is. That's probably the Saturday night's main event.
And the one thing I would give Triple H is that when Vince was there, Finn Balor and the Judgment Day was on main event. He was main event Finn Balor for the wrong reasons. And I don't see him on main event now. He's actually on Raw. So that's a plus for me. But the AEW shit, I honestly think they're one person, they're one actual good mind away from being a phenomenal show, because they have the best wrestling. When it goes just straight up wrestling, they have the best wrestling on TV during the week. Their stories do not stick at all. And they're a great mind away from that. And believe it or not, I feel like year one of AEW was the best year of AEW.
Like when I look at this pay-per-view overall, and I think going forward, I think Triple H is basically writing a huge ass apology to the fans. Like, hey, sorry that Vince fucked everything up all these years and I have to clean up the mess and shit and make it feel better. This show actually felt like NXT mixed with main roster shit. And I like that you could add a little bit of that stuff in there. And this was the first time in God knows how long, maybe 4 or 5 years, that Extreme Rules actually felt like an Extreme Rules show with every match having a fucking gimmick.
Yeah.
Not just, oh, the main event has to be Extreme Rules because it's the main event. It's like a dick. Like,
yeah. No,
come on, man.
It's true. Yeah. It's true.
You got to be very creative with this stuff. If you're going to do a pay-per-view that's a gimmick, do the fucking gimmick and add more gimmicks to the matches. If you're trying to play this pay-per-view outright as a fucking pay-per-view, not just, oh, it's a gimmick show.
True. That's like we have a Hell in a Cell pay-per-view and there's only one Hell in a Cell. I feel like every match should be a Hell in a Cell. If you're going to do a Hell in a Cell.
But then you just overkill the entire concept of the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view and the Hell in a Cell match. WWE already killed Hell in a Cell when they made it into a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
and
God
they
damn,
made
that's
the fucking
it.
cell red.
Right then and there, it's like, okay, WWE buried themselves a hole. But the minute you turned the cell red, you literally just said, I'm jumping the shark to Disneyland here. What the fuck? It's just, you can't see anything.
No, it's true. Should have never made that cell red. And also, they kind of killed. They killed the Hell in the Cell when they had the first ever disqualification, where Seth went savage nomad and hit a ladder with a hammer.
No, that started with Roman and Braun when Brock showed up. They canceled the match there, ended in a no contest because Brock just decided to just kill everybody the minute these two men were down and out in the ring. And then that ruled a no contest. And then basically the most infamous one, the whole Fiend shit this man trying to actually kill him. But I'm sorry, I thought O'Malley could have done that. Like, why'd the sledgehammer had to be the one to stop it all? Like, that was dumb. It was stupid. And it's like, it just proved that WWE had their backs against the wall because they knew that the Fiend was so white fucking hot, but they did not want to take the belt off Rollins, and they figured this would be the best way to protect them by not having the Fiend technically lose, but have it be a no contest. This is supposed to be a Hell in a Cell. Anything goes here. You can't stop this fucking match. This match is supposed to be barbaric.
Yeah. And that was when there was no fans, right?
No, this had fans. Oh. This is when, they debuted the Red Cell. Well, this is when they debuted the Red Cell. No, they debuted the Red Cell with Brock and Roman. This is when they debuted the red lighting for the Fiend inside the Red Cell.
Yes.
First of all, I'll admit I liked it, but then after a while, I'm like, am I watching a match or am I playing something out of the Virtual Boy here? Because, oh my God, turn that shit off.
Yeah, it's like when Sin Cara had the fucking orange light or that blue light.
I'm like, yo, turn that shit off.
Yeah.
This is why I don't use Instagram filters, because goddamn, this is so nauseating.
Yep.
Like, it was so distracting. It distracted everything. You were more focused on the red lighting than everything that was taking place in that match.
Yeah. But let's before show falls asleep on us. And like an asshole, we gotta work tomorrow. So you know how that shit goes. But yo, pleasure having you on, Hazel. Appreciate you coming on.
Anytime, brother.
Yeah, man. Extreme Rules was pretty good. Dope show. You want to say anything before I sign us off? What's up?
Hey, I do apologize for not being here. It's nice to be back for a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
I hope to be back tomorrow on time. Can't wait to be on vacation, but the show shall live on. Through the toe. Keep me alive, man.
we trying.
Well, I wouldn't. I love y'all. It's been real.
Yeah. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, it's your favorite, it's your friendly neighborhood knucklehead signing out.